let's see here. Did it work? Yeah. There it is. So yeah, just to recap, you guys have just entered. You're right outside the main gate in the first district, the west wall, I believe, or south wall of Dawnfall at the moment.
As I'm approaching this man, what is he asking about? Am I here?
So you're just getting with an eye shot. He's not saying any details. He's just saying, "Have you seen this man? Have you seen this man?" He's just going from person to person. And I'll just give a brief description of the man as well, while I send in art. So he's got just a shock of like brown hair, that's pretty...
Yeah, I got you, Dane.
Pretty, yeah. And the hair just swoops off to a side, a little bit. Let me put it in game notes. Right. Oh, you got me. Thank you. I see that now. Thank you. And yeah, his robes look like a strange mix of Kavasi fashion, like suit fashion, and wizard robes. And he's just holding up a rolled up piece of parchment at the moment. Just asking if people have seen this man, essentially. He's not really making any contact with you. Yet at least. He's just kind of looking around, asking people things.
I'll briefly pop my over. I'm in a bit of a rush, but what are you asking for? What is that? Also, why do you have a teapot on your person?
So before he even responds or anything, as you're approaching, he like cocks an eye at you, and he, without like passing any kind of perception check, he's not trying to hide it. He casts some sort of spell. You can like kind of just figure. You've seen Quid do a few things like this. He makes a somatic gesture and whispers something under his breath, essentially. And what did you say?
What are you asking for? And why do you have a teapot on your person?
To drink with, obviously. I'm looking for this man. Have you seen him? And he just pulls up a picture. It's not Quid, don't worry. It appears to be just a shaggy man with like a black beard, essentially, and no hair. He's bald. I don't have art.
Ruger.
It could be. It's not. No, it's not Ruger. Yeah, it's a very black bushy beard. He says, "You've been."
Can I roll anything to see if I've heard of this man before?
I'm gonna say without rolling, you've never seen this man.
Okay. Cool.
Essentially, yeah.
No, I haven't seen him. What are you looking for? Or why are you looking for him?
He's missing. He's gone missing. Caravan got raided by the Fang.
Oh.
A couple miles south. You and your group look like the adventuring sort. Have you happened across anything? Seen anything strange out there along that route?
Not really.
Can I also get a perception check from you as well?
Sure, I can do that.
And what is the rest of the group doing right now? Are they just letting Vivi go off and do her Vivi thing, or are they kind of just huddled by the group?
I think Quid hung back because he was really scared that it was going to be him in the poster.
Okay, that's fair.
We're all just really frustrated that Vivi actually talking to this guy.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I've never felt more betrayed in this moment. I think Argo was actually prepared to be like the middleman between Quid and this guy, because the said he's like, we're looking for somebody. He's like, God damn it, Quid.
Yeah. My reaction too.
I got a 23.
A 23. Okay. 1 second. Give me 1 second to type some things out. But also, what you notice is he has like one arm like propped up, showing you the like the portrait of the man, essentially, just a crude drawing. It's nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. But in his like left hand, just by his side, you notice that he's holding a book. He's trying to like angle it away from you, but you do catch that it is like you catch the word, just one word, not the whole title, lycanthropy. And let's see what else. I think on a 23, that would be all you get on a 23, actually.
Are you looking for a lycanthrope? Are you learning about a lycanthrope?
No, this is just some light reading.
Okay, well, we haven't heard of anything of the sort, and we're in a bit of a rush, so I'll leave you at that.
All
But,
right.
good luck on your search!
All right, fair enough. And he's just gonna walk off basically. Nothing crazy. He's just stopping by essentially. And at this point, just a couple reminders. So you guys have set up that you were Yaden would be messaging you, I believe, is what you said, and we had 1 day of travel basically that I kind of just simulated, and so just to retcon if there was anything you guys wanted to do in that 1 day, and as far as like what she said in that 1 day, she just updated. I'm just gonna overview. Basically, she just said nothing happened. I'm still following her. She appears to be making for Viragrad at the moment. Basically, is what Yaden said. As far as sending stone messages, because we have like 3 people trying to reach you at this point now. Raylos didn't say anything yet, unless you guys sent something his way. And neither did Hod.
What time of day is it?
No, sorry, I was just saying. I sent you a message like just after the last session. Then
Okay.
about the
Did you? Give me 1 second. Apologies.
yeah. I know it's been some time.
It has. It has.
I doubt Vivi would let Argo get his hands on the Hod sending stone.
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay, I appreciate that. Ryan, what were you saying?
I was just wondering what time of day it was.
Oh, what time of day? At this point, I'd say it's just like a little before noon. It's pretty
Okay.
early in the day.
Thank you.
Blair. I appreciate that. I'll leave
No
it there real
problem.
quick.
Alrighty, let's get a move on.
Yeah, we gotta go find Hod.
Go find Odd. Sorry,
Where did you find him last time?
Did Cheap say something about the sending stone?
Just that Vivi probably wouldn't let Argo get his hand on the Hod standing stone.
Did you ask for it?
Did you?
Nah, because I don't want to complicate things.
No. Okay.
Would
all right.
Argo ask for the sending stone?
That pause.
I think it would have been a very casual. Can I try sending a message to Hod?
Yeah, sure, go for it. Tree hands the sending stone.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me pull up.
Had's Madonna stone.
I'm sending a message as well at this
You're gonna
moment.
regret that.
Okay.
'Cause it's gonna be the message I told you guys about earlier.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me about it. What is you?
I don't
We're
remember.
definitely in the chat. Okay. So the message he would have sent is, Irristead fell under curse. Took time to cure it. A village of lives is more important than your lack of patience. We have your information.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. I'm sending a message, real quick back from Raylos that, let's see.
Oh, was it Raylos or Hod?
Oh,
well.
We
Blair.
we have both.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think. Let me think. I think Hod would just say. There'd be a pause, and then he would say, "Meet me when you're in town." That's all he would say. He would just be very monotone, just say, "Meet me when you're in town." He doesn't address what you brought up.
Yeah, that's what I thought, little bitch boy.
Say it to his face. Say it to his face.
Say to his face.
Do what you want.
He gestures to take the sending stone back and go, what'd he say?
It'll meet us when we're in town.
Did you send that today, or did you send? I was assuming that was yesterday.
I would have sent it during the day of travel.
Okay, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Cool.
you still have a message now.
Forgive me, my
Tipsy
memory ails me.
servant.
I don't think we arranged a meeting spot, did we?
No, you didn't. That's why I was bringing that
Okay.
up. You still have one charge, essentially. So
Got it.
you can do that right now if you want.
I will do that.
Mhm.
Message Ozzy like, hey, we're finally in town. Sorry for the delay. Where would you like to meet? We can go wherever. Sorry again. Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. No, you hang up first.
So that's what Raylos would have sent back, Blair. And let's
Okay.
see. So you said that. Hod will say, meet me via Clancy at the Trusty Servant. Same place.
Alrighty.
Yep.
You'll
So,
relay that to me.
yep, not making any detours. I assume just heading straight there.
Mhm.
Okay, give me 1 second. So yeah, you travel through the city. It's actually not that far from South Wall, and you make it in. You open the door, no jingle, and you see Clancy just polishing a glass, just in the corner.
Always.
He eyes you, of course. Yeah, you guys are in now.
Should I be asking for a third Malabord rise? Where's Hod?
Yeah, he just chuckles a bit. Give me 1 second, I'll go get him.
Go.
And did you say insight? Did you say insight?
I didn't say that at all, but now I'm gonna.
He's getting the dwarf.
He pulls his crossbow out from behind the desk. He says, "I think you should leave now." Fancy seeing you here again.
I recently moved.
He pulls off his Mission Impossible face mask. It was him all
Nice,
along.
Argo.
I rolled a 4. I trust him.
All right, excellent. Yeah, so after a while, Hod just comes from around that same corner that you went in to meet with Clancy, I believe. He walks up. He says, "Follow me," and continues basically to head right back down, assuming that you're following in tow.
Alrighty,
Okay.
good.
So just to speed things up, you are now traveling down the same passageway. You have to slide open the little thing to the secret passageway, the tunnel system. Is it
Not to interrupt, but
go
can
for
I
it.
try to block that same room with the circular sending stones that I saw earlier?
Yeah, I'm going to say that 2 people, if you want, can make a perception check at this moment, or 1 person with advantage.
Definitely Vivi with advantage.
Okay.
Sorry.
You can do the perception check with advantage. I think most of us are foregoing that.
Yeah, we're not good at this.
Yeah.
It's a 15.
Is that first roll or
Ooh.
total? 25.
25.
All right, give me a sec to think. I would say that, Yeah, so I'm going to say that that door is closed. But as you're passing by, you notice, in the same kind of fashion that these tunnels, span around. They're just very long, narrow halls. And that seems like every door leads through to, another hall as opposed to a room, which is rooms, attached to the sides, essentially. But you do spy in the distance, it's a feat to see it, that there is, a makeshift armory off to the side, basically. Just a bunch of crude weaponry there. And somebody's out there, polishing a sword off in the distance, basically. Is what I would say.
So, Hod, is this a headquarters of sorts? Seems pretty, expansive?
You could call it that. Any other
Headquarters-
questions? As he
yes.
sounds a little annoyed. He's just kind of walking forward. Not looking at
Never
you.
mind.
And so yeah.
Hod sounding annoyed? Nah.
Nah, that's out of character.
Never.
Has to be a doppelganger. So yeah, he leads you actually to the same room where you made your plans earlier to infiltrate the ball. Sits down and just waits for you all to get seated. Does everybody sit, I assume?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Argo doesn't.
That's why I was asking. I had a feeling Argo might not. Okay. You're just standing off to the side?
Yeah, he's doing his Argo thing.
I'm doing the Argo thing. Okay.
How comfy do the chairs look?
They're rickety. They're kind of creaky. Kind of
Yeah,
haphazard.
definitely would have crushed under his weight.
That's the reason, yeah.
Otto is also not saying that.
Okay. He seems a little less perturbed about it from you. But... Oh, did you say you were going to roll the portent? What did you say?
Oh, no, just for, since it's been 3 weeks, I just noted it. Unless you want me to roll again for the new day, we kind of just skipped over that. I'm happy to.
Sure. What
roll.
were your rolls?
There were 2 and 19 before, but I could re-roll
Lord.
what I'm saying.
No, you can keep them, man. It's fine, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. Unless you want to. I would open it up to you. But those are good rolls. So
I'll keep them.
yeah, I had a feeling. Ha just kind of eyes you all over and says, "Where have you been?"
Curing a diseased town eastward.
Elaborate.
Yeah, we were about
Disease.
2 days eastward.
It was cursed, not diseased.
It wasn't snarl
Yeah.
cough.
No.
No. I don't know if you've heard, but there's been a sort of curse going around, plaguing people, turning into things that are inhuman entirely.
Right. I haven't heard of anything like that. No. There's been strange rumors, but nothing of that nature. Was it really that important?
Yes, the whole
Yes.
town was going to die.
Right. Well,
I
what
mean,
did
this
you...
thing is worse than Snarlcough.
I'm sure. Listen, did you learn anything while at the ball?
Yes, and she's gonna slam down the papers.
Okay.
Ta-da!
As he's like reading through, he's like, "Spare me some time. Tell me what you know." He's like reading it, but like as he's reading it, he's asking for more information.
What is the refresher on what we learned?
That's super
Yeah.
fair.
We learned
There's like a bit. He was just gonna give him a summary of like here are the waterways. He's been hiding the little ship down there. There's some azurite rails. Asked for like XYZ, so on and so forth.
Right, right. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
this wasn't a
and-
pop quiz. I just kind of wanted to take this as a moment to explain and make sure y'all knew.
Argo bought some gold bracelets. I bought some platinum rings.
we didn't kill the crap.
Wait, you did not buy the gold bracelet.
No, I said Argo.
Argo
you did.
bottom, Argo bottom. Okay. So you tell him everything. You don't leave out anything?
Vivi wouldn't.
Okay.
I mean, well, I think I.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, go
Quid can
ahead.
cut her off.
Well, I'm wondering, did you mention our like dealings with Raylos? Because all the information that we have is about Thorum.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Did you just tell him about like that you infiltrated, got that information? You basically snuck upstairs. Some people were meeting with Raylos. Raylos was kind of just tapping his foot, like, "Oh man, where are these guys?" Meanwhile, you were kind of just in that room.
Vivi's gonna tell Hod about their exchange with Raylos unless someone cuts her off, and she's gonna go, for all your mistrust, his heart seems to be in the right place. I feel like Thorm's the one we're working against, but he heard about our dealings in our other cities. He wanted to help the people. He seems to be on the same side we are.
This Raylos fellow is certainly not the man his father is, but it's only a matter of time before one noble becomes another, like father, like son.
Well,
may
why
be
don't we
innocent
get
right
him on
now.
our side before that happens?
Too risky.
He's the only reason any of this is possible.
That's untrue. You got this information, regardless of what he said. It's in the papers you gave me.
I spoke with him today, this morning, and he gave us his blessing to share this information with you.
How noble of him, living up to the title.
How noble of you to not tell any of us that.
Tell any of you what, Argo? Speak up.
He gave us that we were asking permission to begin with.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
Because Argo had no idea about the whole he gave us his blessing to share. Argo doesn't care about that. He's like, why are you bringing that up?
Oh,
What?
were you asking all why?
Yeah, why'd you... He's like, I wasn't aware we needed his blessing to begin with.
I just thought that it might help show his true intentions.
I think Otto's right here. I mean, it's proof that he's not just doing it for his sake. He's willing this information to be spread, and he gave us his maps, despite him not knowing we raided his house, and he supplied us with horses and, uniforms and things. He's clearly trying to be helpful.
He is, I'm sure. But did he ask for the azurite?
Yes, why?
Well, there's your answer right there. He's more than willing. He's an idealist. He's more than willing to share the bristle brew, so long as his family gets to keep what's truly important to them, the azurite. I'm certain he's going to turn it over to his father. He may want to cure his sick people, but at the end of the day, a noble has its own goals.
If he was wanting to turn it over to his father, surely he would not need to steal it from his father to turn it over to his father.
I'm thinking the same thing, and I
He's keeping it
Can-
for himself, is what Todd is implying.
That is
Yeah,
correct.
I mean, speaking as somebody who knows greed and avarice, I didn't really sense it in the man. Didn't seem like an opportunist. Maybe, like you said, an idealist, but not really looking to keep it for himself. I don't know his intentions with it, though.
Nobles spend their entire life frolicking at parties and smiling through gritted teeth. I'm sure he gave out the impression that he didn't want it for himself. But why would he want to... Why would he be all right with you sharing information about his father if he wasn't trying to take control of House Maliborn? Did you think about that?
I mean, maybe good riddance, though. That doesn't sound like a bad course of action from our perspective.
All nobles are the same. It doesn't matter if it's under the guise of Raylos.
Not all nobles as the same.
Right.
Speaking of intent is pointless as long as we get what we need.
Yeah, I mean, do you need the Azurite for anything, Han? What's so important about it?
I do. What's so important will remain with me for the time being. I'm sure you've noticed, but I tend to keep things close to the chest, and I like to keep it that way.
I mean, I think our business might be concluded if you don't need us to get the Azurite or anything else on the shipment for you.
Oh no, it's not
We
concluded.
got you your smoking gun.
This will help me incriminate him for sure, but you entered into this agreement with me to get the bristle brew, and I entered into it to get the azurite. I don't have the azurite. This job is half done.
wait. What are we incriminating Raylos for?
No, not Raylos. I'm sorry, Thorum. No, we said the mission was to get the evidence of who sank the ship. We never mentioned anything about getting the shipment for you.
It was part of it. This is the first half.
Also, the deal was for the bristle brew for the goblins. You have changed this many times, and I am starting to think you have no intention of giving us bristle brew.
You would be going there yourselves to get it. You would have full access to keep it for yourself, or distribute it however you like. I have no reason to keep it from you.
Then I have no reason to work for you.
Is that so?
The job was for information. We got you your information.
That was always for information, Han.
Sorry, what did you just say?
The job was. I was agreeing with Argo that the job was always for information, not supply, not the remnants of the Azure Drake.
No, that was... You're getting confused. It was always to get the Azure Drake. The Azurite is what I need. 1,000 gold pieces is not simply to frolic at a party.
Is this not? Well, you want to incriminate Thorum. Is this not enough?
Not to...
There are papers proving it.
Incriminating
In
him
letters.
is just one bonus. I need the Azurite. That is the end goal here. If I don't have it, then there will be no gold.
That is fine by me.
And what say the rest of you?
Argo's definitely waiting for everybody else.
I'm.
Yeah?
This has been. You've been above board, at least with your words, but I feel there's too much shifting going on under the surface. I'm siding with Otto on this. This is tasting more and more like a bad deal.
Hod, as your friend and not as a business partner, if we're going to keep making deals like this, I want to know your goals. I want to support you, but you're making this really hard. I'm giving you these things and I'm helping you along, but I don't know to what end. You're incriminating
Yeah,
someone
go
for
ahead,
what?
sorry.
I'm telling you there's an alliance to be made with Raylos and opportunities to be had without all of this. I'm really not sure where this is gonna lead.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Sure.
We're good at that.
No, sorry. Actually, no, Vivi, you get a 19.
Oh, really? Okay. Total?
-1,
You-
that's an 18 total.
Okay. All right. Let me think about this. Trying to think about what you just said.
Ooh, Kellic, do you hear the winds?
Like, did you guys feel that slight draft? That was crazy. Yeah. Yeah. He just stews for a second. He says, "All right, I'll humor you. Tell me exactly how we might use this noble."
It's really, really obvious. He does not like his dad. And you also don't like his dad. And if he's for the people and you're for the people, having a noble on your side just makes things so much easier. You could convince him to change the system or dismantle it or do whatever the hell you want. Just get him on a table with you. You don't have to tell him the truth. We could get you an audience. We could serve as your backup.
And where do you think that leads? What do you think I would want to do with a Maliborn?
I don't know. You're the one with the plans. I don't know what your end goal is.
Right. Listen. If you really want to know, I will tell you, to some extent, what I intend to do. Not everything, but some, if it eases your conscience. But know that, if I do, you will be privy to information that you shouldn't be. And there are consequences, should you betray it. My trust.
I never had any intention of betraying your trust to begin with, so this shouldn't really be a problem.
And what about the rest of you? Do you share Vivi's inclination?
Oh boy, silence. Speaking
Yeah.
volumes.
Is it just silence?
Mm.
Yeah, we're good
There's
at
probably like nervous fiddling with Quid's hands, but he is largely remaining contemplative and not speaking.
I think Argo has his arms crossed, but the ring on his finger is definitely a little bit red at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, I
What?
was just giving him a death stare.
Yeah. I will say that Hot is like maintaining like a monotone. He's just being monotone right now, but at the moment, like his brow is furrowed. He's not happy with how this is going. If it wasn't obvious. But does nobody say anything? Right?
I don't think we say anything.
Okay.
I'd like
So-
if this is
Yeah. I was just gonna. You can go ahead and say what you were gonna say, so you don't forget.
sure. Trust is good and all, but like you said, if this is a job half done, I expect this is a job worth at least some of the pay. I think if we're looking to end things here and don't feel inclined to work further with each other, we can call it at that. We were never meant to be peas in a pod.
Is that it? I think at that point you can go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Okay,
Yeah.
come on. Oh, that's pretty good. It's a 22.
That's a
Oh
22.
damn!
Nah.
All right. Well, 20 was the DC.
Actually, it's a 2.
That's crazy. Crazy how he self-sabotaged there. Okay. I think on a 22, he says, "This job isn't even half done. I will pay you 400 apiece for your work. I can't imagine it was easy. But not the rest." Wait, he paid... Sorry, apologies. I'm going to have to retcon. I was thinking half. He already paid you, so he wouldn't...
No, he didn't.
Did he
He,
not?
he didn't.
Did he
Pod
not?
never paid us anything. Raylos
Okay.
paid us half up.
Thank you. Apologize. It has been a minute. In that case, yeah. Then he would stick to what he just said then. So, not even half. He would pay you 400 essentially.
I mean, it's an amicable. It was 400 each, right? That's correct.
Yeah,
Or was it 400 total?
400,
Oh,
400
okay, yeah.
each, yeah, because it would be 1k per person.
Yeah.
DM's just trying to cog block me from the play armor. I know you.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems a fair trade for the information. It's pretty incriminating if you were to, I don't know, use it to rally forces or take it to any body of law. I don't think we can accomplish getting the cargo for you, Rod.
I'm certain that you can, given your present capabilities. You just told me of 2 towns that you've saved, just on the way to accomplish my goals. Albeck first and now Iverstead.
Evie
Yeah.
took this job for information. What of that?
Vivi will get her information as soon as we are done concluding. Do you all feel the same as your metal compatriot here?
Argo nods.
You are the person he's talking about.
No. Oh, I thought he was still like. I thought that was.
No,
an
that was in reference to Quid.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? Why are you doing this?
You gaslighting motherfucker.
So yeah, so that's does I mean we'll deal with like what Estella would say I think after unfortunately.
If
Unfortunately.
Estella was here, she would have shot him by now.
Yeah,
You
the guns
all
would have been
riot,
out for sure.
Estella.
Yeah, it would have been a riot.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, listen, I don't want to force your group to make decisions as individuals when you will clearly operate as a group. How about we take a few moments, we clear the air, tensions have been high, I will return in a few. And he's going to rise to get up to let you guys kind of sort through this before you make any lasting choices. Unless anybody's stopping him at this moment.
Nope.
I want to close the door behind him.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a cursory insight check at least. Jeez, he's gonna fucking gas the room when we leave.
Yeah, in come the ambushers again.
Go ahead and roll that insight.
Holy fuck. It's an 18. Man.
Ooh.
Good. Good. 19 minus 1.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
If you want to click onto the owl bear,
On an 18, you do not sense any falsehood in what he just said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was pretty obvious I'm looking him up and down, but after that, I'll just cross my legs and kind of twiddle my thumbs in this chair
Okay.
while he gets up and leaves.
All right. So yeah, he leaves the room and he shuts the door pretty firmly, and you hear footsteps retreating. You're now alone in this room. He said he'd return in a few minutes.
once we are alone, Argo just kind of starts. He just kind of starts pacing, and he's like, "That man is a second-rate information broker and a third-rate propagandist. It's obvious to me where he's moving with this. Open rebellion."
All right, kind of.
Quid's just gonna put like a finger to not his lips but his helmet, and just like ask Vivi to, what kind of room are we in? Like a wood room? We're underground, so is it like
all
stone
like
packed
stone.
floors?
It's all stone. Yeah, exactly. These are
Stone,
all
okay.
old ancient stone.
Vivi, do you think we're alone, able to talk freely?
I would have said that. Still, yeah. I don't care if he knows that.
I know, yeah.
I don't know. Feel for vibrations. Feel through the door. I don't see if anyone's can sense anyone around. But if the answer is no, then I mean, they might have eyes, but I think this is the best we're gonna. Sorry, did I not go through?
No.
They might
cut
have
out
eyes.
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, they might have the eyes and ears around, but this is the best we're gonna.
Well,
Oh, it is not letting her finish that sentence.
The best we're gonna
Yeah.
get is what she's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose that's good enough. Are we happy with leaving things as we are, Vivi? I mean, I really just think that this relationship with Han has been going largely southward.
No, I agree. It is. He's. Well, I've never had dealings like this with him before, so he's never had the reason to really hide his cards. But if Argo is right, and really he has a reason to be right, he's always had this sort of distaste, and he's always had a sort of separate face around other people. One of more charisma, more notoriety. He does have a following, and if it does end up into open rebellion, I don't know about you lot, but I have some people here who would be affected by that sort of thing. And truth be told, Hod is my friend. I do still want to be there for him. I don't want to leave it on a sour note. So, don't really know where this puts me.
I mean, for me at least, I was enjoying double dipping. It was nice to get paid from two sides for the same mission, but it's not. He's not a man I would follow into revolution. I mean, I believe in my Thalessi people that they should maybe have a little bit more say in their land. Quid looks at Otto just I'm sorry, but it's got that's what I believe. I think if we need to pick a horse to hitch our wagon to, Raylos has been fairly cut and dry in the matter, and I'm willing to work for him.
I don't understand why Hod was so against just talking with Rings. Like, surely he has nothing to lose from that.
There is a reasonable noble that goes against his message. Fuck.
Then he can do it in secret. Like,
I mean, I kind of understand. His taste and distaste of nobility and that class is probably a little similar to how I don't feel the need to ingratiate myself or interact too much with the poor people of Thalesia. So it's just all can be a bad taste in general. Bad memories, perhaps.
I'm not really sure.
In truth, I do not see a reason why we need to hitch ourselves to any horse when we could simply go into this warehouse, get the bristle brew, distribute it ourselves, give the rich man his stone, and then be away.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm. I mean, we're not hitching it for the long run, but in terms of who we're working for, if we need to make a choice.
I say this with all due respect and acknowledge that he is your friend. The path Hod is walking is going to lead to two places: open rebellion, and then the grave.
I think there's a way to stop at least one of those things. I just feel like if we give the Azurite to Raylos, that is just open betrayal on our end. Not that it is actual betrayal, but he'd consider it as such.
I mean, Vivi, what do you think about this revolution ending in bloodshed? I mean, you saw the. I don't know if Quid saw whatever. You saw the weapons store and how angry Hod is at the nobility. It's not going to end in shackles. It's going to end in the guillotine.
Yeah, I think so, but it's also why I kind of wanted to know more. I'm willing to take the risk of whatever threat holding against my head. I want to know what his plans are. Because even if he is plotting for bloodshed, even if his revolution is going to end in mass graves, I'd like to be part of it so I can stop that sort of bloodshed. I think it's useful to have our hand in the cards no matter where they may be.
Yeah, it's hard to say who's going to even come out top. I've not kept up with any of the undulating forces. I don't know who would win in a straight up above ground or more espionage based fight. I'm happy to take my gold and kind of get out of it.
I mean,
They might be able to kill the local nobles in Telesia, but Taldosia will not let that slide.
At the end of this, I do believe Otto is correct that no matter how badly this Hod wants this, things will end with Taldosia getting a tighter grip on Telesia. I, for one, vote that we end our connection pod here.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, 400 gold and a lot of information will go a long way.
Jane, did the paper say anything about how much azurite was being held?
You mean the papers that you got, like how much azurite had been harvested from the Azure Drake?
Yes.
It does leave it pretty vague, but you would know. I think we like. I think somebody already rolled a adjacent check to this. I can't remember who, but I'll just say that like for the sake of this, like you guys would have like shared and talked about it. Probably it's your job. It's like a very efficient rock. Essentially, it's spread evenly throughout the ship. It doesn't require much of it for it to have vast power. Essentially, and you could do a lot of things with the amount that would be on a giant sky ship the size of the Azure Drake, essentially. Mm-hmm. If you have any other like questions, I know that was a little vague.
They just explicitly confirmed some things.
Yeah.
The Azure Drake wasn't carrying like a shipment of azurite. It was just whatever was harvested from the ship itself.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So only
Feel
one
like-
rock is needed to like power this thing. There's not multiple.
So it's like it's a rock that is spread throughout, essentially.
Like multiple rocks, or
Yeah,
I mean, it's a type of rock.
multiple
One
like
big
stones. Think of it almost like
Probably like
a harness
a
or
rock
like a
crust
lining
or
around
something.
it. A what?
Like a crushed rock that you spread around it.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. It is like that.
A single rock crushed and spread.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna ask, just for the sake of asking, does it have any explosive capabilities?
Or
There.
is that even something you would know?
I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, you can
You
go
just
ahead and
woke
roll
up.
a history check, bro. Good luck.
Yeah, I gotta ask, just because he could be planning something big-headed.
Oh my god. What the hell? Is this what you were
Can
talking
I
about? Yeah,
give
go
him help since
Another
my
4.
knowledge of how those
I mean, if he's saying this out loud, you can just make the check.
well, I mean,
But
I
I
am
don't know if he
proficient.
is. If he's not saying it out
That's
loud,
true.
I don't think I would let you help him.
I think he would
Okay,
say
fair.
that out loud, just as a throwing it out there. What
Yeah.
if it explodes?
Otto gets a 2. No, just kidding.
It's a 2.
Here you go. Here's my roll then. 18 total
All right. Now, are you
from
choosing?
my studies.
Now, I will say, are you choosing to help the man, or are you trying to like know something that was in your era? You know what I mean?
Yeah, is this? You said your era. That
Yeah, that's
That's really-
probably.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
That's
think
my
you
little hint. Yeah.
I think he's just trying to.
I think that we'll like
Go-
let. It makes no sense. I think I'll just say that like you would know and Argo would not, but like Argo prompted the idea. You would know that Otto, you specifically would know that it is not explosive in and of itself. It is a rock that manipulates gravity, but it can be wizards specifically specialize in the rock and can use it to fly a ship for one thing, but it has been tested out for many other uses, of course, some more successful than others. You don't know the others on an 18, but you do know that because it's been like new and experimented with, like ways to do it, severe complications have occurred. Not necessarily an explosion, but like maybe a building collapsing or things like that.
I share this with the group in a roughly German accent.
Excellent.
vaguely German.
Vaguely German.
We could take a gamble. I don't know if this will go well, but I don't know the odds that either Hod or Ralos knows exactly how much azurite is in the warehouse. And from what we know about these ships, it's not one rock, it's multiple rocks that span across the ship, right? We could do a split. If we want to keep double dipping.
I think our days of double dipping are at an end. I see no reason to give any of this to Hod.
Great. He speaks in riddles and half truths. I wish no more dealings with
I
him.
agree. I mean, the fence post keeps shifting, keeps on adding,
we took this
adding
job, it
more
was
and
definitely
more.
for information.
Yeah, I don't know, Vivi. I'm sorry. I can't really see a pro in giving this to, in taking that risk and splitting it and double dipping and more likely than not getting found out.
At this moment, you do hear footsteps approaching. Sounds like more than one.
Okay.
First the
she's
owlbear.
She's gonna
No,
she's
Albert,
gonna
yeah.
open the door before they can get the first jump on us. There's multiple footsteps.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Mage Jarmer on myself. Just
I'm gonna
using a
write it down.
floating coin. Starts orbiting Quinn again.
Okay. Are you trying to like hide this at all? Like he's
Oh, no,
right,
I would've just thought
he's
it'd be-
I
right
think
at
it's
the
clear
door.
we don't trust each other at this point.
I know. I'm
I
just
would've done it
double-checking.
before.
What is done casting to open the door, but
Okay.
she'll open the door before they get in the
In
room.
that case, since you waited, he's like right there as you open the door. It's not a lot of people. It's just him and one other person. And Matt, if you want, you can describe how this person looks.
Oh, I still look like Otto.
So, so the other man that you see is just a couple footsteps behind. He's a very tall, like burly guy. Like this is probably outside of like maybe some of the knights you saw at the tournament. This is probably one of the stockiest like dudes you've seen so far. And he's got like straight black hair that's a little long, has a part down the middle, and a couple scars on his face, stuff like that. But very blank expression. And you see he's carrying 2 bags that you hear clinking as he walks towards you.
Yep.
As
yeah,
Lauren
go ahead.
Hot is right there, she's gonna go, boo.
He doesn't seem in the mood to even humor that. He just kind of like gestures for you to sit down again.
Babe.
He looks not. He looks angry. And both him and the person behind him set down the sacks of gold. 5 in total. 400 apiece each in it. It would appear that he's not trying to stint you. And he says, "Have we made a decision?"
I believe we have.
Very well. You may take your gold and leave. And then he eyes you, Vivi, and he says, "If you want, you can stay and we can quickly discuss the information I have for you as well.
I like that.
You may rejoin your compatriots outside after." And does everyone just take their gold and leave at this point?
I'm gonna do one more insight check. Just in case, 'cause
Okay, I need a little more than just an insight check. What are you looking for exactly? What are you trying to incite?
I don't know. Nah,
I don't know. I don't know.
Because
Bruh.
I feel like this is like, okay, let's separate. No.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
do you
just-
have a suspicion? If so, go ahead.
Yeah,
But-
he's definitely suspicious that this is that this is an assassination.
Okay, then that's a direction. You can go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
Insight, big money.
And while he's rolling, Otto's just gonna go up to
13.
Phoebe and just whisper in her ear so only she can hear. Do not trust this man. I will be outside to shout if needed.
Okay.
She doesn't
13.
say anything when she gives you an affirmative look.
On this 13, by the way, it doesn't appear that he's trying to assassinate you, but you can't. Be
I
sure.
had to cover the bases.
I understand. Yeah, he did, but I think on that insight, I think Argy, you noticed that he did clock that you were casting Mage Armor Quid, and that you seem on edge. Like he's very aware of like the amount of trust that he is being given right now.
Good. We don't trust you. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Then he leaves.
Okay. And so, yeah, do you guys just, I assume you leave, and is Vivi alone in the room now at this point, or have you guys done anything else?
How long is this gonna take? I guess is I would ask out loud.
He would say not long, just a slight
Okay.
update. And then I'm gonna assume that everybody is shuffled out, made their way along. You're not being escorted, but
Otto's gonna stay on the other side of the door. He's not going any
Okay.
further than that.
okay.
That's an option. That's what Argo's doing.
All right, yeah, you're just right outside.
Where'd you put all the gold?
And
I assume they're
In
carrying
my
it.
pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
He puts
assume
in
they have
your
their
little
gold.
bear head in the bear mouth. That's where he keeps his things.
Yeah, you also have a bag of holding too. I
see,
believe.
now I'm thinking that the bags are cursed.
That's why. Well, I'm
Inside
asking,
check on the
is it in
bags.
is
Oh
it
my
in the
god,
bag
he's
of
spamming
holding?
insight today. Not a lot of trust. So yeah, you're just right outside. Yeah.
What was the answer? Sorry,
Oh,
because
what?
I heard a bunch of different things. So,
Oh,
was it put in the bag of holding, or was it? Does
Well,
each person
I
just
thought-
have a 400 gold like bag on them? Like how? Does
Yeah, I think we all. I mean, we separate money. We
Yeah,
haven't been
yeah.
compiling it,
We
so
brought it in
we would
separate
all
Well,
just.
Argo's been group piloting it with one person.
I don't think so, Argo. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gaining interest.
I don't think the logistics matter terribly at the moment. But you do like.
You
I
don't
think.
think what?
I don't think the logistics matter a whole lot at the moment. Like they all just have 400 gold in separate sacks. I think he would have split it already, and basically let anybody who wants to take the bag and leave. Essentially, is what Hob was doing. So they have separate bags, and they can put that in the bags of holding if they want. So let's see. Everybody leaves. As you're like right outside the door. How close?
Like, you know how when there's a door
Yeah, I do.
on the other side of it, just like immediately.
But like,
there.
are you like heavily breathing, like right outside the door, or are you like a few?
Well,
I don't
not
know.
like some kind of creepy stalker.
Okay, I was just trying to get like a feel for about how far, if you were trying to listen in or not, or something.
No, I'm not trying to listen at all. Just waiting for a shout
Okay, gotcha.
to burst down the door and
All right, within shouting
Kill
distance. Gotcha.
kill this man.
Kill this man. So yeah, then you just are in private now in this room with Hod. I believe the other man has left at this point. Isn't that right, Matt? It's up to you. It's your guy.
No.
No?
I don't. I think he stayed with Hot
Okay.
at this point.
So yeah, Hod turns to you and says, "I have more information on this Varos fellow. He and another member of his order were spotted just outside the Forest of the First Frost. They actually stayed with a contact of mine, or a friend of the contact, rather. He was traveling with a strange man. At least that's what I've heard. He was strange. A man named Ruger, another member of the order. They were spotted entering into the forest, and they haven't been spotted leaving since. It would seem they're still in there somewhere."
Were any of their intentions gathered? Do you know why Ruger was there?
Apparently, Ruger talked a lot without saying much, is what I heard. Kept his cards close to the chest, a little like me. Is what I
Okay.
heard.
Noted. And no information on what this Dragonborn fellow's been trying to gather?
He appears to have killed something, is what I've heard. I don't know what. A little off to the side, they saw something in a sack, a bloody sack, that he was carrying. But we don't know what. I didn't want to endanger my contact.
How big was this sack? Is it person size? Small
Yes.
animals?
I don't know what's in the sack, Vivi, but it was enough to fit a human head. It appeared to be something of that size. It's likely.
Okay. Noted. Yeah.
That-
if you
that
don't
is
have
all.
anything else-
Oh, what were you saying?
Okay. Yeah, if you don't have anything else, I'll be leaving.
All right.
Good luck with everything, Hod.
All right. I will say, as you're like leaving, he says, "If I find any other information, you may keep the stone, and I will tell you if I come across more information, as a professional courtesy."
Thanks, Hod. I really appreciate it.
Good luck with those friends of yours now.
I will.
And he's just
you-
gonna let you
opens the
leave.
door.
Yeah.
Opens the door to reveal two of them just there.
Okay. So yeah. You guys are just now like, I assume, do you try and leave at this point? It looks like another man has come along to like escort you out. And I assume you're not trying to do any other hijinks as they lead you out, right?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well,
It's all implied.
What was
Let me do a
that?
quick perception check.
Was there something, Quid, or are you just letting yourself be escorted out?
Ever smoking bottle. No, I'm quickly gone out.
Super fair, super fair. All right. So yeah, you guys exit via the same way. Clancy gives you a wave and a confused look, and you guys are now out on the street, just right outside the trusty servant. What do you guys do from here?
Ah, that was stressful. Ah,
If we are in no rush to do anything, I would like to take Yidden Song's notes to either the temple or my order, so we can distribute the information about the curse.
that sounds like a good idea, but I'd like to get, if we're still going into the warehouse, I'd like to get that as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I figured we could either go tonight or at least scout it out and go tomorrow.
Did get information that it was moving soon, so perhaps tonight, under the cover of darkness, would be best.
Mhm.
We will need to speak with Lord Marbon about the disguises then.
Didn't we already get those?
No.
Did we?
No. He said that he was
No.
going to make 3 disguises, I believe, and he would have them when you came back.
Okay.
3?
Yeah.
You can't disguise Argo.
That was actually like,
Wait, but-
he could only manage
More?
to get 3.
You can disguise yourself, no?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, I guess. No, I don't get clothes, though.
Huh? Oh.
Just
I
free
cannot
ball
disguise clothes.
Yeah.
I'm a baller. I'm just a practicing nudist.
I'm not really sure that
What that really got you, Blair?
In the meantime,
yeah.
while somebody's handling that, Wid or Vivi, would either of you be interested in accompanying me to the library? There is a matter of personal interest I would like to pursue.
Sure. I wouldn't really mind.
All right.
I mean, I just got a bunch of money. I could buy some books, but I did want to hit up I'm carrying all these swords and stuff. They're really heavy. I want to
Oh my
offload
God.
at an armory of some sorts as well.
That is also something I must do.
Okay. I mean, if Vivi, you want to go accompany Argo, I could go with I could go with Otto to.
Damn. Otto.
Otto.
Party.
Otto.
You have never insulted me more.
New ship name!
Otto. That's awesome.
Ship fan.
If only they got along better.
Enemies to lovers. I can accompany him to Yeneda's wake.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. So wait, sorry. What I missed the last part of that, Quid. What did you say you were going? Are you going to Yeneda's wake with Otto?
Yeah,
I don't know
if
the
you'll-
Yeneda's wake. That's the big story.
Yeah, I assume he meant the Knights of Yeneda's wake. I was assuming he wasn't going into the Allstorm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Otto.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And I think we can schedule the like the selling to like almost downtime. I don't really want to RP that. So if you want to send me that list as well of what anyone's trying to sell in the meantime, by the way,
Okay.
we can probably do that. as
Actually, send it to me.
well. Yeah, I was
So
gonna
I
say that
can
actually
look
might.
up prices.
Yeah, might make the bandwidth go a little better for me as well.
Can I send it to game chat or should I send
Sure,
it privately?
Yeah, you
that's
can
fine.
send it there, like whatever you're
Okay.
trying to sell. And I think Argo, you said you were gonna do that as well. So yeah.
Well, I wanted to try to I was wondering if they were if they would allow bartering, because I wanted to trade
We can RP
my
that. We can RP that.
my magic mall for. But that's of lesser importance to Argo than this is.
Okay. So you're heading to the library first, and then we can deal with that as well later. But anything you are trying to sell outside of like I guess we can deal with that then. It makes more sense that way. Okay. So you guys split up. I'm gonna say we'll deal with Otto and with Otto and Quid, you're going to probably the same temple, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, real
yeah.
quick, before we dive into all these things, would
Yeah.
now be a good time to break?
Yeah, I suppose we can do
I
that.
know,
Yeah.
I know it'd be like an
It's a bit
earlier
early,
break
but we
than
can.
normal. Yeah, but like, if we can break, you and I can talk about a couple things, and
Oh,
I
right,
have to
yeah.
step away for something, anyways.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
You
we're
can
fine.
do 2 breaks if it's early. One that's shorter.
Mhm.
All right. How long are you thinking, Matt? For what you were thinking?
10 minutes, I
Like
think,
10?
would be fine for me.
Okay,
So if we
cool.
want to do like 2 10-minute breaks, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
that
fine.
Works for me.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I
No,
sent
not about this.
I sent the list in the chat. So
All right.
5 weapons and 2 scrolls, but I mean those are probably different places. But
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And where did you want to try to go for that? Like, are you just
I
going to
mean
go to,
somewhere in even.
Are we in Dawnfall? I think we're in Dawnfall.
We're
Yeah,
in
Sorry,
Dawnfall.
Dawnfall.
It's
Okay.
just we don't have a map of.
Yeah, do we know the names of the stores? I don't think we do.
I mean, I'd go
No,
to
I
like
just
a
didn't know if you were
reputable.
going to try to. I didn't know if you were going to try to find, like somebody for the magical stuff specifically, or if you were going to try to just go to like a blacksmith, whatever. I didn't know if you had something specific in mind, but if not, we'll figure.
I mean, I would be looking for a person that deals in more like eccentric or even artifact kind of weapons because I know these are like not just run of the mill stuff. They're like they have history and like lore and like their art of drow make and everything. So a little more eccentric if that makes a difference.
We can
Cool, yep.
ask the locals at the temple. Maybe they'll know.
Yeah.
Oh, good idea. That's kind of what I was looking for. So. Okay, cool. So we'll break real quick and come back at like 25.
25 of the hour. Sounds good.
That's good.
All right.
Cool.
We are back.
Alrighty.
Goodbye forever.
A little bit of change of plan, and we will do like a little RP thing for the. Since there's a little bit of bartering and whatever, we'll do something for that stuff.
Yo.
Yo.
Finish your reverse.
Okay.
I did. It was good.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna pick up, I think, first with the temple. So Otto and Quid, you're carrying your stuff, bringing everything, and the notes, I assume, from Miss Yaden. And you retrace your steps. You've already been here once before, past the arches, and meet with a like a clerk of some kind, essentially at the front. You can think of it like almost like a just an attendant on duty in robes. Hello.
Oh, good day. I was here about a week ago or so. With a cost problem, I spoke to a man. I cannot remember his name. Forgive me. It has been some time.
Did you have red hair, but not quite red hair? I believe I.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I saw you. I thought I recognized you. Yes. Yeah. You spoke with Nargle Grisham.
He referred me to Yelen's song, and I would just like to speak with him on the matter.
He's out at the moment, but you can speak with his brother. He's right this way. Right over here, and he leads you down a different path, essentially not the same one that you went, passing the same flowing fountains, statues, and into a side room. And Matt, if you would describe the person that the door reveals.
Combat.
Yeah. Actually, first question we need to clarify: is Gar with you?
Yes, I would assume so, unless something else has happened.
Well, sometimes she goes off with Stella and other people. So
Stella is not here. No.
yeah, I just didn't know if she was with you or with someone else. So,
Well, unless I'm being told otherwise, I believe she would be with me.
okay, cool. All right, so so you walk in and you see there's a very old man, and he has okay. I shouldn't say very old, but he's
No, it's
old.
too late. He's 200 years.
and he is bald and with like a white, like scratchy looking beard, like just a little bit, like he just hasn't shaved in a few days. And he's like bent over reading right now. Did the person introduce you guys? I don't remember. Or did he just say
He
here
didn't
is?
introduce you, no. He just said that,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's noticed. He's nose deep in the book.
I will knock on something. The door frame, a door.
He doesn't lift his head up.
Is he deaf? He's deaf, isn't he? So, I guess I'll just cough loudly and approach the man.
And he looks up and gets like startled, and he's got kind of these big eyes that are like light blue, but they're almost like bug-like eyes, and he again kind of startles back. He goes, "Ah! Ah!"
My
You scared
apologies.
me.
I did not mean to.
Oh, it's okay. What do you want?
This would have been a lot easier if I was speaking to your brother. I was cursed. It was a whole thing. He recommended me to go see Yaden's song about it. It turned out that this curse was much, much bigger than we had thought. There was a whole town infected.
You can see like right now as you're talking, he's like nodding along to you, but all of a sudden it looks like his attention gets taken away and he's like following a fly off in the distance in the room.
Is your brother around?
And he takes a second, he snaps back and he says, I'm sorry, what?
Yes, is your brother around, good sir?
Oh, no, he's off on very important, quest.
I do not think I can trust you with this information.
Can't trust.
Thank you for your time.
Like, totally flabbergasted, and he starts to turn red. He says, "Young man, you get back here!"
Yeah?
And he says, "I'll have you know, you're speaking to an elder of this order. Who do you think you are?"
Someone with important information. And yet you do not seem to be willing to take the time to speak to me.
I am here speaking to you.
Recite what I just told you.
You said you spoke with my brother, and he told you to go visit Yaden Song. And Yaden Song, when you got there, there was something about a curse that was even worse than you thought. And then I started following a fly, but I think that's all you said.
Thank you for your time. And then he's just gonna leave.
Alright, where are you going specifically? Like, are you like leaving the whole building, or are you trying to go, where are you going?
Yeah, I will just go back, speak to the cleric, and I guess ask where would be a good place to trade some items.
Oh, and like, just you're just like, sorry. Sorry, flabbergasted me. I thought you were, okay. Yeah, he would write like on your map essentially, like, yeah, like right here, and just, yeah, I'm not gonna like name a bunch of places, but I assume that you're trying to sell. What are you trying to sell essentially?
That would be a quid question.
Oh, you're
Well, are
selling
you
Quid
trying
stuff.
to sell
Okay.
here, or are you trying to
No,
get
I'm trying to-
information?
Trying to find a place to go.
Yeah, I assume he's just asking for directions around town.
Yeah,
I was trying to grasp it as
Okay.
well. Yeah. For a sec, I thought he was trying to sell it here, and I was confused. But no.
No.
I think
Yeah,
you could probably, but
Yeah. He does offer that. He says you can sell it here, but basically he'd also list a couple other places around town in the area, essentially. You're right now, at this point, you would be in the Sunrise District. You're like the pricier shops. Are you trying to sell the drow blades? Do you mention those?
I will
I mean,
speak with
sure.
Quint and ask him. Are you selling those very possibly cursed weapons?
Did you say that right
you
in
mean
front of
these-
us? Bro.
You mean these ancient, well-preserved, battle-tested, amazing weapons? Yes, I'm trying to sell them.
Did you just say those were cursed?
What is not cursed these days?
Oh, it's very true.
But yeah, I'll take them out. I have, all those weapons, of course.
wait. So you said you take them out?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take one longsword out and see this clerk's, for this clerk's appraisal.
Oh, well, okay. I'm
Would
not
this
much
be
of an expert myself. That looks like a... Sorry, you said... What did you take out?
The +1 drow longsword.
Okay, that one. Okay.
Or short sword, is it?
I think that you got a longsword and a short sword, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think...
Maybe I could be
No,
wrong.
I think it's 2
I think there
longswords.
Yeah, it's too long. So
Okay, apologies.
So I'll take one longsword out and just, like, hold it up to him. I mean, I think it looks, like, black and gnarly, probably.
No, it
But I
does.
cleaned it, for sure.
Okay. There's only so much you can clean away, essentially. It doesn't look bad, actually. It looks pretty well preserved. You've done a good job with it. He says, I don't have the discerning eye, if you will, but you can come talk to our quartermaster, and he'll lead you off to the side, essentially.
I'll just whisper to Otto, like, thank God it's not the guy from before.
We do not know who it is yet.
I think this is going. Yeah, I was gonna say this is Matt again because he's the one who ran the
So-
calculations. So yeah, he will be this guy as well. Who do you run into? Matt. Who's
Oh,
this man? Who's this quirky guy?
yeah, so you go and this is like a shorter guy. And he's got like dark brown hair, a nice little well-maintained goatee, and probably like in his early 30s. And he's just like doing some paperwork behind the desk as you come in. But as you walk in, he clearly sees you and notices, and stands up to greet you and says, "Oh, good day," and like reaches his arm out and says, "How can I help you?"
Well, hello. Nice to meet you. We're looking to do a bit of a trade. We have acquired some pretty magical artifacts that we're not in need of, but we figured that the church would either benefit from or their usage or even the destruction, given how kind of scary they were used. But they are enchanted and magical and very powerful.
And he says, "Ooh, intriguing," and reaches underneath like the desk, pulls out a pair of spectacles and puts them on. He says, "All right, show me what you got."
I'll lay out everything. Probably, I'll. Is he interested in the scrolls? If they are, I'll lay them out too.
Yeah, probably. All right, so as you kind of splay everything out, he starts looking and kind of picking through things immediately, and you hear him kind of say, right as you're taking stuff out, and after you said the whole thing about like things being destroyed or selling or whatever, he says something like, we're always taking donations. And, and
I will stop mid, like pulling out the longsword, but putting it back. I mean,
no, he says he like kind of cracks a smile. He's like, we might be able to find some money for you around here. And he like motions for you to continue to like bring things out. And,
I'll keep taking things out, but I'll also make point to note the scroll of light is from like an ancient Galavril temple, if that's of interest.
Okay. So he doesn't really pay much attention to the scrolls right now. Oh well, actually, you said you were going to point that out. You tell him that that's where it's from.
Yeah.
Okay. So so then he does divert his attention to that directly, and he picks that and only that up right now, and he's like looking at it. He's like, you said you found it where? At the Temple of Galavro?
Yeah. We've told your order of this, our findings before, at least your branch in Evenheim. We managed to stumble upon a rather ancient temple near Virograd, and at least in part acquired the scroll.
And he kind of takes it and is looking through like the text and everything on the scroll, and like looking at the quality of the paper. And he says, "Oh, yes, this does look quite old. So this could certainly be an artifact. You said you reported this to the temple already in Evenheim?"
Yep. Or not this scroll particularly. I think it slipped my mind, but my good friend Otto here did report all of our findings to his order.
Okay. And he kind of like his eyebrows like go up, like he's pretty interested in it. And he's like, "Oh, I'll set this to the side for now," and sets it to the side. Grabs the other scroll, the scroll of Crown of Madness, and he's like, "Okay, so this, however, is just a typical scroll of Crown of Madness." You said?
Yeah, I mean, not a nice spell for a priest to be casting, I'm certain, but it is one that I haven't found much of a use for. So I'll be looking to part with it for cash.
Okay. And do you know about how much you wanted to get for it?
I would say dealer's offer, but in the realm of 200 gold.
And he turns it over a little bit. He says, I think we might be able to make that happen. Let me look at these other things. And he quickly grabs the silver short sword and flips it over. He's like, "Oh, this is fairly typical," and sets it aside. The butcher's blade, he grabs that and he goes, "This is interesting. Where did you get this one from?" And you don't have to like go through the whole thing or anything, but
No, I want to. Yeah, so we set out of here a few days ago, and
We found a crow. We
yeah. So I don't remember. Is this what blade is this? Because he had a hook and
It's the cleaver.
Yeah.
a cleaver. Okay. So he looks at it and he's like, I don't see any kind of special anything with this one, right?
No, it's not really special. It's just not of our use. I mean, I'll take a single gold piece for it, even.
Yeah, and he plops it down beside the short sword. He was like, "In the donation pile," and gives you a wry little look. And then he looks over at the two long swords and the dagger, and he's like, "Now these are very interesting." And so so he's looking at them, and he's like, "You said you pulled these off a fallen foe. What did it look like?"
I mean, at the time they were quite angry and vicious. Suffice to say that again, my dear friend Otto here, with the rest of us, put them in their place. They were seemed like drow of ancient means. We predict maybe originating from the Daldean woods.
And he's nodding his head and is like, I seem to recall something about a race of those peoples, but to tell you the truth, I don't know a whole lot about them. He says, he looks at the dagger and picks it up and says, there doesn't seem to be anything magical about this one, but it is quite interesting. He says, I don't think the Order would be interested in it. However, I'm interested in it for my own personal collection. Would you part with it for, say, 100 gold?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, you're a collector. That's fun. You collect weapons. I don't know. Do you collect weapons? Oh, that's cute.
And he says, I dabble. And he sets it to the side. Says, I'll give you the money. We'll get everything all together. Whatever. And so he takes the other two longswords and he looks at them. He's like, all right, I'll just have to identify these because they're certainly magical and make sure that they're not cursed or anything. And and then as he looks at it, you see his expression does change, and he says, "Actually, yes, both of these swords are cursed. Did anybody try to use these?"
No.
No, I mean, no one that's still alive. I mean, the people that we got them off of.
Okay, good, because it seems it could be a pretty nasty one. I'd have to do a little bit more research and study of these to understand them a bit more. Again, I don't think the church would, or the Order would be interested in them for using in battle. However, I think we could be very interested in studying them and the origins of the curses. And he reaches down and looks through a book, and he's like, yes. And he puts it back and he goes, I'll tell you what, I will give you for the silver short sword and the cleaver, I'll give you, say, 20 gold pieces for those. I'll give you the 100 out of my personal stash for the dagger. And then, so just kind of mechanically at this time. So he will do 200 for the Crown of Madness. The silver short sword and butcher's blade is 20, so that's 220, 320 with the dagger. And then he says, how about I'll give you 200 each for these longswords? Does that sound good? So that would be 720, and then there's the Scroll of Light, which he kind of looks at and he's like, this is potentially an artifact of the temple, and it's much more valuable than the simple light spell that it casts. However, I don't know that exact value, so what I could do is I'll give you the option of you can leave it here, I'll get in touch with a higher member of the Order, or to tell you the truth, it might be better for you to keep it if you are looking for gold right now. It's up to you.
I have a bit of a proposition. I mean, I think we're nearing a certain number, but how about we could possibly barter the lump sum of this haul and maybe some extra gold on top for some plate mail from a good friend here.
Okay. And he says, and what were you thinking?
I mean, perhaps I could probably know the price of a plate mail. Possibly adding up money to whatever 1,200 gold to make the difference for 1,200 gold pieces. So 300, a 20% discount.
Wait, 320. Wait, what?
No, I'm saying I mechanically I wanted to trade all of this, which
Uh-huh.
and whatever gold make up the gold difference to get to 1,200 gold pieces for plate mail.
Okay. So plate mail, I'm without looking it up. Plate mail is 1,200.
It's 1,500. So I'm asking for 1,500. I'm asking for 1,200 because it's going to go to Otto.
Okay. So essentially, you want to trade all of this for the plate mail.
Well, and I'll put in gold. I'll put in gold to make up a difference to 1,200 if that matters.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds fine. So basically, he agrees. I'm trying to grasp it mechanically because without the light scroll, he would be around 720, 750.
So we could put an additional 450, I guess, of gold between me and Otto. Would that be?
I was going to say, yeah, I have.
Yeah. That would work. He would agree to that, and just without having to take up a lot more time, he would take that
Okay.
and ask you about the scroll of light. Do you want me to have it essentially appraised, or do you want to take it with you?
I think getting it appraised here would be best. It seems fitting to go to a church that would appreciate it.
Okay, all right, I can do that. And he writes a little note and gives it to you, and it basically just is like a ticket saying that the quartermaster of the order of in Dawnfall, blah blah blah, has taken charge of the scroll of light, and is going to be studying it. And he says, "Whose name would you like me to put on here? What name should I put here?"
I'll gesture to Otto.
What?
Give him your first name.
Oh, is it my name? Is it? Otto Casper.
Okay, Sir Otto Casper. And he writes it, and then underneath he signs his name and rolls it up, seals it, and gives it to you. And says, just whenever you have time, come back. I'd say maybe a week or so. Shouldn't take much longer than that, but come back and we should have something for you by then.
Okay.
And he says, it will take me a moment to get the armor, but where will you be staying? I could have it delivered?
We'll probably be at the Blind Tiger tonight.
Blind.
Do you know where that is?
Oh, yes, very familiar. Don't ask why. And,
Oh my god.
He slipped up.
and he writes that down, writes Otto Casper and stuff, and he says, "Okay, I'll should be there either early tomorrow morning or maybe even later this afternoon. You should have it."
Okay. What's your name, by the way, friend? If we come across any interesting weapons, I'd love to give them to a collector that'll appreciate them.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And he says, "My name is Dren," and reaches out and shakes your hand again.
Nice to meet you. Good Quandary.
Nice to meet you, Queen. And he says, "Yes. Any other kind of things bring to me? I'll look at it. I'm not very wealthy, but I'll certainly try to make you a deal."
I'll keep you in mind.
All right. And
That's
he
it.
kind of gives you a wave and turns around and gets back to his ledgers and stuff. And takes the gold. So you said it was 450. So takes the 450.
Yeah, removing that from my inventory at the moment.
And you'll have plate armor delivered later.
Good if I may have a moment alone with the good sir here.
Of course. I'm gonna go count my money.
I'll wait until Quid's left the room and count him.
Yeah, I'll walk out of the temple and just be at the bottom of the stairs or whatever.
So, and then I'll open his arms box again and bring out another 200 gold.
Oh, motherfucker.
And he'll hand it to the guy and say, This is for one of the swords. The cursed sword considered a donation.
And he says, "Oh, thank you, Sir Lionel." And he takes it, and you see like where he put the other gold. He doesn't take it there. He does take it to like a different spot that looks like it's very specifically for any kind of donations or anything like that.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you. Have a good day.
And you. And then all will leave.
All right.
Alrighty. So you guys are just outside the temple at this point. You were done with the temple, right? I'm assuming. Nothing else.
I believe so. The next is done.
All right. So then we are panning over. Was Vivi accompanying Argo? And
Yes, I am.
I assume Estella's also just going to be in tow. You guys
Yeah,
are
she's
like
just
in the
gonna be
library.
there.
I'll hit up Art and be like, hey, what were you doing last session? After this. Okay, so yeah, you guys make your way, ask for directions. They point you over to the Sunrise District, the same district, and all pretty close actually in conjunction to the other temples in this district. You find a very tall building with domes. Who was that? Was that Matt? Yeah, he's been having
There he is.
issues. Yeah.
We don't need that.
Exactly. And so yeah, there's just a building with a lot of columns and domes. It looks very much like a temple, and you see a symbol of a owl with one eye closed up above, emblazoned like right above in the archway, basically. And I'm trying to think. Yeah. Anyway, you make it in, and do you like go and talk to anybody, or do you just start going and perusing? What are you guys trying to do?
Actually, before we go in, as we're walking there, Vicky want to talk to Argo.
Yeah.
I've been wondering about this for a little while. How did you learn both Common and Elvish under a month? Where'd you learn that from?
Common came quite naturally as it felt like an offshoot of my language. Elven, I only needed her spoken once before I remembered it.
Huh? So you... Wait.
Sorry, that reaction.
So... The Elvish that you know is still the same Elvish that... I guess that kind of makes sense because elves are older.
Elves lived for 1,000 years each, so...
Oh, 4,000 years? And the learning Common under a month is still pretty impressive. Wait, does that mean you maybe know other languages if you just hear them?
I guess we'll know if I hear them.
Okay, so she'll like rotate, like, this is Dwarvish, and this is Elvish, and like, this is Halfling. Does any of this sound familiar to you?
Elvish.
Yeah, okay, but the rest didn't.
I did not know.
And Gnomish didn't either. I wonder why you only know Elvish.
Well, I know Celestial as well.
Well, Celestial is just older Common, isn't it? So...
It is confusing to me.
Yeah. What are you looking for in the place anyway?
Information on the Talnar Empire.
Maybe you'll find answers about your celestialness there.
Yes, I've recently figured out that is my nation of origin. Then he just casually starts talking.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, so basically when you enter, there are very tall, I'd say like 10 feet tall bookshelves essentially, just lining. They seem very well organized, very well kept. There are custodians just traveling from this way and that. They appear to be in like just plain brown robes. There is like a lady at the front desk essentially that you could talk to, but she doesn't seem to be like stopping you or anything. Yeah, where do you guys go? Are you just trying to look by yourselves? And what are you like starting with? What topic? And are you both looking for the same thing?
Yeah.
Argo does not know the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, that thing that's very canon in Aeru, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
What did they use in here then?
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Don't
tell
make
me
me
right
figure
now.
it out.
Make
No!
up lore right now.
A Dewey Decimal, sure.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
what
They don't call it Dewey, okay? It's not Stewie. It's the Dewey Decimal System.
Dewey Decimal System.
Alright.
Dewey's Decimal.
Yeah. Invented by Hal Stewart. Yeah.
I think
All
Aeru
right.
does walk up to the reception lady and is like, "Where would I find information on the Telnar Empire?"
Oh, Dalinar? Oh my. Jeffrey. And she just is like wavering over like a young boy. Just golden hair, just one of a shorter fellow, still in brown robes. He's like, yes, miss. They're looking for information on Dalinar. Could you help? Yeah, I suppose. Okay, follow me. And like as you're like walking and talking, he's leading you up to, at this point, like beyond like the main entranceway. It's interesting as you're traveling. There's a lot of like statues of historic figures like built in here, almost like adjacent to their topics, essentially. It seems like you don't need to like roll any kind of check. It's like doubles as a temple as well. And I'm gonna say that I think you would know that, yeah, it's the symbol of Zariah, essentially, at the front. And he's leading you up alongside the like spiral staircase going up to the second floor of the three. And as he's walking and talking, he says, so what exactly in Talon are you looking for?
Is there any information on automaton soldiers from that era?
What? No, don't think so. That's pretty new. Like he's just like rambling to himself as he's traveling. Anything else? Let me narrow it down. I can find you sections on Talinar and its influence on Taldosia, geopolitical. What are you looking for?
Trying to think if we have any. I don't think if we took a drawing of the map that we found in that one. Maybe did Estella do that? I don't remember if she took like a drawing of the map we found in the Galarel Temple.
Vivi would have it almost memorized because it's a pretty weird thing to point out on the first day of knowing someone. So she'd be able to like point out loose lines.
Stella definitely took a map also.
Oh yeah, she definitely would have access to it. I'm gonna say.
Yeah. If Estella takes out the map, he's like, I'm looking for information from around from around the time where the borders of the Talinar Empire resembled this.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, and he's just like studying it, thinking to himself as he's going. Okay. Just kind of tracing bookshelves as he's going. The books here seem pretty old. A lot of them are very weathered, and he heads over to a particularly old-looking bookshelf, and there are glowing runes built in, like engraved into this bookcase. Basically, this bookshelf, and the books in it don't appear to be anything special, just the bookshelf itself. And he says, I think this section in particular would be around that era. Again, if you have anything else that can narrow it down, what is this for, by the way? They don't suppose you two are scholars. And he's like eyeing you up and down.
I'm digging into my personal history.
I am a scholar. Sure.
I'm sorry, you say your personal history?
Yes.
All right. And he's just going to just kind of sidle off. He's just kind of like, he seemed very put off by that comment, and he's like, clearly, you don't need an inside check, Vivi, I would say. Like, he's just like eyeing you to make sure you're not up to anything weird. But he's staying in the area, essentially.
I'm also looking for things. Two things for you to start.
Okay, what can I help you with?
I, as Emo, don't know what the book looked like that the Purple Man was holding, but she would describe it.
Oh, the Purple Man?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really have anything that could narrow it down other than it's just a pretty, like, old book. And you just caught one word because he was trying to hide it, remember?
Well, I would see like the cover and what color it was and so on and so forth. Like describing that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And did you just tell him, I assume, that it's also just a book about lycanthropy as well?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I mean, yeah, we have a section devoted to werewolves here. Right this
One more
way.
thing before you go.
Yes.
Any of these cover predominant wars during the time period?
We have Wars of Conquest, The Reckoning. What are you looking for? Do you have anything that can narrow it down?
I don't know if I have anything else to narrow it down. I do not believe so. I will have to take wars from the time period that included.
I mean, there were the Wars of Conquest and the Reckoning were the only two, I believe. I'm not a specialist per se, but I do know more than Lady at the Front. Yeah, I'd say the Wars of Conquest and the Reckoning should be what you're looking for. And with that, he's gonna like lead you off, Vivi, to look for information on werewolves. And I think I'm actually gonna pick up with that first. So you're looking around, and there is actually he like leads you to like it's like a very small section. It's not like a huge shelf devoted just to this. There's a shelf on like curses and how to break them, essentially. History of curses, how they came to be, things of that nature. And you
Look at that. Yeah.
Okay. And there appears to be like a section on curses, like almost like a volume, that like cover various types of curses. And you notice that in like a collection, one is missing, and that would be that. You would assume probably that one that he took.
This book that's missing right here, do you don't happen to have a second copy or know what it was called or something?
I can check for you. I'll be right back. Is there anything else I can do for you in the meantime?
No, I'll just peruse. Maybe we'll do exactly that and just look about.
Okay. Is there anything else you were looking for besides that at the moment, or are you just still reading the?
Yeah, looking for black cat things. I'm not wrong curses. Might as well narrow it down to like what's relevant.
Okay. At this point in time, I want to ask about how much time you're trying to spend here, and then also I would like an investigation check relevant to that. And I would be open to other interpretations of that role if you guys want to make a case for something, but for the moment, I'm thinking just investigation.
For the black cat thing, sure, it'd be investigation. I think perception would work here.
I mean,
This is a straight 9. Rip.
a straight 9. Okay.
Yeah, someone could help.
Yeah, she can, and yeah, I'd say that we can make this perception if you want. Yeah.
Sweet. I'll roll a second one for perception then.
Yeah.
It's a 19.
Okay. And what did you get, Argo?
I haven't, but it looks like I was really counting on Estella to come when she saw me.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think I could make this anything but an investigation, and he has a -1.
Well, how long are you spending in here? Like, I think that we could say that she can help you as well. If she's like bouncing back and forth. I don't know what she's looking for. I will ask her if she's doing anything in the library, basically, other than helping you as well.
He did fully plan on just reading these to see if anything familiar popped out to him.
Okay.
Because he knows he's a war automaton from that time period, and he's looking for anything that connects dots.
Okay.
Alright.
I'd say you can roll that one more time as well.
I haven't rolled anything yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you can roll it, I believe,
Alright.
at advantage then.
There we go. Advantage investigation.
Yeah. Or perception.
Minus.
I would allow as well if you want.
I'm gonna do perception.
Yeah, I heard a minus just then.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. 17.
17. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to go over to Vivi real quick. So I'm going to say that, like, it's a very vague thing to be looking for. And it's difficult. I think at some point you probably would have asked somebody. Let me know if that's wrong.
No, you're right.
Yeah. And they would have, like, directed you into, like, strange occurrences, books documenting things of that nature. What exactly are you looking for? Like
not
help me
specifically
narrow it
cats,
down.
but just like death omens, probably.
Death omens. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So there's actually somewhat in the same area as the ones about curses, in like a different, almost miscellaneous category of strange and supernatural. There is a book, not a book specifically devoted to it, but in those books there are mentions here and there in multiple books of people who have reported seeing a black cat after death. There is no mention of a countdown during this, And at one point there was a study done because it was growing to be a phenomena, and basically it was almost like they tracked the people who said this, like tried to like keep track of what happened to them and what was going on. Varying results, but they always seem to be near sites of great disaster at some point in their life. But there is no mention of a countdown. But that's why it's in like this supernatural section, is they did see that, and afterwards people who saw the black cat are close to disasters. Lots of death usually. Not always.
Does it say the time frame between that point and disaster? Or is it varying?
What do you mean exactly? Like from seeing?
Yes.
So usually fairly close in proximity, but nothing like immediately right after. There are like varying cases spanning from the like right before, the instant before, and all the way up to like 10 years. But usually it's within like a 5-year time frame leading up.
Okay.
And it's like repeated sites. If sometimes it is repeated sites where people have come close to death. Happens sometimes to adventurers, especially, as the target audience, if you will. People who have more likely to come into brushes with death, basically.
Okay.
Not always
Cool.
just adventurers, but people who put themselves in the line of fire, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. And there's nothing else that's in the book, or would I need to take more time to learn more about it?
This is with like a long, like a decent bit, a few hours, essentially, of scanning this, is what I would say. And I would allow as well, like, one more, like, topic if you want, basically. And Argo, I'm assuming that you're spending this entire time looking just for this, basically, right?
Yeah, he's just reading these 2 books.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe we'll drop this and go help Argo if he needs to go look for anything else.
Okay, gotcha. I think real quick, I'm just saving up before I head over to Argo because that might be a minute. Mike, we'll see. So also at some point, that man does come back, Jeffrey, with a book that looks identical to the one that you saw the man was carrying. He's like, this was actually just returned. Yeah,
Who?
yeah, this strange man, Kavasi accent, purple robes.
Did he go looking for anything else?
No, he just returned it and then left.
Okay. I'll take it.
All right. And so he just like lets you hold that at the moment, and you head back to Argo. Argo, in the meantime, you've been looking specifically into wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me 1 second here. So there's like a few. Let me think about how I want to do this. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Why I can't say what?
I don't know.
Gonna get poisoned, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what are you? I will say I do want to have a little more specifics. Which one are you spending more time with? Are you spending more time with the Wars of Conquest or the Reckoning? What I will tell you real quick about those is Wars of Conquest were wars before and after the Reckoning, just for like territorial claim, essentially, from Talinar. Kind of just expanding on their borders and everything, just fighting with barbarian tribes and things of that nature that were threatening their borders. There were very bloody wars at the beginning and end of the Reckoning. The Reckoning was a crusade against Daldea, you notice. Yeah.
And I will spend more time on the Reckoning.
Yeah, that's why it was kind of for a bit. I figured you probably would, but we'll see. Okay. So, let's see how much to give. Give me 1 second here. What did you say you rolled? You rolled a 18, I believe, or a 19?
17.
17? Okay. So the Reckoning was a crusade, given that Talinar was much more religious than even Taldosia was. Very much like connected to the gods, as their culture was. and this is also in the shared timeline with the Paladins of the First Oath. And it seems that they fought alongside the troops of Talinar, essentially. And you'll notice that it's very weird. The book is like, it seems to be dodging questions and being unnecessarily vague about numbers, about details and locations, essentially. You don't know if it's just lack of information or anything like that. And there are names dropped that you would recognize. Ukral is a god that they were fighting essentially against. It seemed that the tribes near Daldea to the north of it sided with them, and each took a throne essentially, and operated as their own kings under this force. And let me see. I don't want to give away some things here.
I think you want to give away something.
No. We'll see. So this war stretched for about. It's again another vagueness. They're not sure exactly when it ended. Exactly. It's strange how it is left vague, but somewhere between 80 to 100 years. A very, very long war, bit of a stalemate, if you will. It's very long for a war. And what apparently turned the tide, this history is more mixed with like myth than anything else. You're noticing like a lot of embellishments, and you're not really sure what is history and what is fact, what is embellished in myth or not. But according to like the mythology taught, it is said that Talados, who's the patron god of Talinar, requested the aid of Birnost, and Birnost, the god of fire and smith, who forged a weapon for Talinar that would hopefully turn the tide of the war, and it appears to have done so. And after a battle called the Battle of the Dawn Chaser Plateau, they pushed the enemy forces into Daldea and ended the war. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna do something a little wacky here, and feel free to flatly tell me no. But could I try and see if I can recall Daldea in my memory?
You may. You may, I would say. But what I will say is, I think that if you're wanting to go for one of these roles, something that strikes you as more relevant to you was when you read about the Battle of the Dawn Chaser Plateau.
Okay, I would look for more detail on that then.
Okay. Go ahead and make a d20 roll.
Come on, don't fuck me here.
Yeah.
It fucked me.
What is it?
It's been 3 for the past 3 times, man.
Okay. Interesting. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. There's
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, he doesn't need to be here for the 2 point. I got a 3.
That is one better, though.
That is one better, man. You're gonna get one more point
I'm
of
gonna need you.
information.
I'm gonna need you to go into secret chat real quick.
Yeah.
Actually, don't I still have other inspo I can use? I remember trying to use it for, cheap ones, and I got vetoed by Dave. But I don't think I'll get vetoed this time. Want to reroll that?
Will you allow that?
Yeah. Who's Emo's inspo?
It's my inspo.
You
I
haven't
had
used
one
it.
thing left.
Oh.
I should have not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you may.
Come on. I
Keep in mind, the DC has been lowered consistently.
Oh my god!
Was that a nat 1, motherfucker?
I'm gonna cry, man.
Amazing! I saved the point.
Oh my god, dude, that's rough.
Are you being disadvantaged
I
by
just
this?
put that back up again.
What'd you say?
I'm actually devastated.
What did you say, Gwyn?
The DC goes up again.
It does not. I'm not gonna do that. That's nuts, though. Okay.
Come on, man.
Damn. All right. So just a little bit
I don't
more
remember
then. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying I don't remember shit.
No, you don't. Still relevant, maybe. We'll see. Let's see. So yeah, just like afterwards, the Wars of Conquest seem somewhat related afterwards uh, to this crusade called the Reckoning, and I'll type some of this stuff in chat as well. But after the burning of the Great Library of Nunalmas and the purge of 1034, it doesn't seem like much more is recorded. It seems stuff is intentionally left blank, basically. And that is what you learn, unfortunately, with those crazy, crazy rolls.
I'm actually devastated. I need you to know that.
You should be, man. I'm sorry. So let me just type in some of this real quick. In the meantime, is there anything else that you guys are looking for at the library? I know we spent a lot of time here, but there's a lot of topics.
Just as a general thing, Argo's gonna check these books out so we can read them a bit more in his off time.
I don't know, if I get one more free pass and Argo's not asking Phoebe to do anything, I'd like to look into the origins of Celestial.
Okay, gotcha.
All motivation has died in me. I want you to know
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
that. And that one destroyed me.
Good lord, man. Oh no. Okay. Let's see here. So you're looking for Origins of Celestial?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't appear to be like a very well documented thing. It seems like most books just kind of take it for granted that it's just kind of always been. It was like the first language of the gods. It's kind of built into myth. It was the first language taught. Many others branched off from it, essentially. And it's just a precursor to common, and that's just the main things that you take away from it. Trying to think if there's anything else. You just know for sure that it predates the equinox and recorded history, is what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. And just that it's less part of the origins, but more stuff that you would pick up is that it's just used by today. It's just kind of left to the wayside, used just by clergy and some scientists to like mix old religion and science together. It's used to document some scientific discoveries as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll leave that be for now, but it's a direct precursor to common. Are there any hints of it in other? This isn't a Stella thing. I'll leave her to maybe take the role on this
The
one.
linguist.
Is there any like hints of it in other languages? Kind of how like Latin has roots in multiple languages.
Yes, yeah, definitely. It would appear that common is the big one, but from there, it seems like many other dialects that branched off from it would be like Mazer, is the second closest, and let me think, what are the other ones? I think it would just mostly be Mazer. Loria is different. I think it would just be Mazer and Kavasi, basically, but Kavasi speaks common. They don't really have a dialect other than that.
On this note, in tandem, are there any other, besides Celestial, big precursor languages for these other regions?
No, it doesn't seem like there is necessarily a precursor language. No.
So Lorian's always been that way, and so on and so forth for everything else.
Yeah.
Celestial's kind of an anomaly this way.
Yeah, it is. That is what I would say. It seems that, yeah, Elven has kind of been, there's like a high Elven, and from there, other Elvens branched off from that, is what history seems to have taught.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but there are plenty other Elvens. I'd say like the big ones are the language of Oratan, Elven, and Common branching off from Celestial are the big ones. The big linguistic trends. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and from there, that's what you learn. And so what books are being checked out? You got the werewolf book. You got the books about the reckoning, I'm assuming. I mean, you can
just the general wars as well, just to say.
Okay.
I'll get the curse book while I'm at it. Why not?
All right. I'm going to say actually real quick. So that was a roll for Dawn Chaser Plateau, essentially. Let's see. Argo, while you were looking through a book, I'm going to allow actually one more roll I am. I'm gonna allow one more. I'm not kidding. I mean, if you don't get it, you don't get it. But I will
Here
because
comes.
yeah.
Oh, wait. All right.
Just given the fact that like Vivi has had so many topics that she's been pursuing, and you've just been pursuing this, and this is a whole it's a whole research session basically toward this.
Your real dice.
Almost.
At this point, I feel like it would be cheating if I used my real dice.
I mean, yeah, man, do what you will.
How's it cheating? It's dice.
Dice is dice.
Here we go. I'm gonna use the new dice I bought today. If you fuck me, I'm never.
Let's go. Oh, don't say that. It's so much pressure.
Numbers are hard to read. It's like a. I think that's only a 14.
A 14?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's decent. Okay. Give me a second to think about this real quick. Okay. That does beat the DC, but it does not beat the higher DC. Is what I will say. And by the way, what this was for, you were looking through adjacent books, and there was a book about like the history of Daldea, essentially, like just like hints and rumors about Daldea, just because it was adjacent to the Reckoning. You read a lot about like the old gods, their influence, worship and practices and stuff like that. Then you saw these. You saw a particular like image in the book of like dark shifting clouds, and I'm going to ask that you join me in secrets for a minute. And Matt, if you want, you can join as well.
Shit!
Now, real quick, I will say this is not the higher DC. This is just the lower one.
You know, at this point, after an hour, I'll take it.
Yeah. So I'll meet you there.
You got a 19. Damn it.
All right, we're back, everybody. Nothing happened. So,
Nothing to
sorry about the shortened lie. How long were we gone? 42.
Almost
20 minutes.
90 minutes.
19?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Some of that was out of our control.
Half of that was technical difficulties and very funny technical difficulties at
It
that.
was wild.
Oh my god, that's nuts. I feel like you can share that if you want, whenever. So yeah. Who was around Argo at the time? I'm gonna say probably Estella, and
Probably Estella.
I think Vivi could be there as well.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So all of a sudden, after reading this book, Argo's eyes just shine a vibrant white, and then it increases in intensity to a rate that you haven't seen, and you hear like murmuring in the library all around, just people like pointing, whispering. It's causing quite a disturbance at this point. It's almost like someone lit a road flare for a second. And in an instant, it happens, and then it shuts right back off. There's a moment of darkness, and then the purple takes over. And Argo, you are now back on your knees, I assume, after this.
Yeah, I think when he comes back, there's a moment where he's gripping his hand oddly as if there's a spear in it, but it's empty. And then he just kind of tumbles a little bit and then regains control of himself.
You? What just happened there?
I think Argo's like looking at himself, noticing the difference in his clothing again. And it's like too much to get into at a library.
Sure, we can get into that later. You good? You okay?
Yes, I believe I would like to have a talk with Otto perhaps at some point, but I'm still going to check these books out. I am okay.
If you say so.
I went to go look at the page that Otto was. Otto, sorry. Wow.
Otto!
Hey, I've been here the whole time, guys.
Hey!
Hey. Yeah, what was the page you were looking at?
Wait, say that one more time?
The page that Argo was looking at before he got that flash of Brayway.
It was talking about the overthrow of the Daldean kingdom, essentially, and just also the strange phenomena that happened towards the end of the Reckoning, and it is also in this book as well. was talking about just clouds choking out the sun, things of that nature, and that's like the image that seems to have sent him into a bit of a spiral.
I don't know if you asked though, but you didn't happen to see a red-haired man in your vision, did you?
He looks, nods, and then quietly says under his breath, Lord Vangador.
If you want,
Huh.
Artiv, I can type that in as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not that you've thrown that out there.
He doesn't keep secrets, they just gotta ask.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell us all that happened in this sequence.
Yeah, give us the one by one.
Yeah, thereby negating the secrets chat entirely.
About the other pieces.
Oh, I never want to negate the sequence.
Yeah. Okay. How
Especially
very
the first
unargo
2
of you.
minutes of it.
Yeah. Oh, really? You're keeping that to your grave, huh?
I want that in the recording, goddammit.
I will send you a recording of what happened, of course. Like just you privately, and that will be in there. So you got it. Definitely. But yeah. Sorry. Carry on. Where were you guys talking? You guys were talking, I think.
Thank you, repeat everything. I'm just curious to hear it all when you talk about it with Otto.
Very well. I'm not one for secrets.
Well aware.
Let's get going.
Fango buff.
Let's rob. Argo's about to say let's rob, and then stops himself.
Oh my god. Okay.
And then he still checks out the books just in case there's more to be gleaned.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just speed that up and say that you've left at this point and checked out your books. Yeah.
Because I don't want to take any more time, there is still the matter of trying to barter for a spear. Well, glaive, but spear.
Glaive, but spear.
Trading in his mall. If you want to run it, we can, but I'm completely fine with just a yes or a no with a +1 and all that.
It would essentially, like, you could do it, but essentially it would cost you probably an extra 200 gold.
Yeah.
Even if I'm
Because it's
giving
like-
them the
it's like-
weapon?
Yeah, it's like trading in a used weapon for a new one.
It is
I
used.
can
It's
do that.
pretty old. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd have to pay a little bit.
Where
Okay.
did the silver mall come from again?
That came from
Temple.
Yeah. Temple of Nalatia.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Divine Temple, I'm pawning off.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably worthless. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably.
Alright.
Do you do that? So.
We do that just on the way.
Okay, well, I'm just wondering if you were like, yeah, that sounds acceptable to me, or not.
Do it.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, I will say that like I'll allow some freedom. What do you think that? What do you want that to look like? You said like a spear.
I think the closest looking spear I can get to what I saw in my vision.
Yeah, it would not be exact for sure,
Yeah, just the closest I can get.
but the style would be similar.
Yeah. That's nice.
Okay. So at this point, what does the gang do? You guys have run off on your little side errands. What do you guys do? Do you guys meet up somewhere, perhaps?
No, we
No.
never.
Okay. I didn't know if you guys. I thought you guys were maybe going to the side. What?
Run off into the sunset.
Excellent. So you guys are actually pretty close in proximity to each other. I'm gonna say that like as you're like leaving the library, you bump into them just wandering about, trying to sell things, basically.
Should we? Did Raylo set a meeting point?
Did he?
So yeah, he was. He told you to just message him, not via like he told you to message him via Sending Stone when you saw him last. Whenever you were back in town, is what he said.
I used the sending stone this morning.
Not this morning, no. The one before, didn't you?
That was yesterday
Yeah.
morning.
Were we sure?
Technically,
I'm certain, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So what is shot over to Lord Raylos?
Okay. Hang on, I gotta plan this at 25.
Gotta max it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Use every word.
start with a nice cock king, I think.
Yeah. It's a good way to grab someone's attention.
Talk amongst yourselves while plot this out.
So Argo, what happened in the library? What's up? What did you guys find?
I got 2 books, and I traded in my ball for a spear.
I
Did
found
you get a good
the
deal?
man had from before.
No, I had to pay 200 gold.
Oh yeah.
What? That's beautiful. Yeah.
Removing that.
Mm-hmm. I also learned about the curses. Well, not the curses. The black cat thing. I will relay the information that I found about the black cat thing that I got in the library.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm glad it's at least not us specifically that are affected by this.
Yeah, but it's a pending dupe, and it doesn't.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna be affected.
My countdown. Quit. That's not good.
Yeah. Are we all? Isn't Doom always impending?
This is. I don't know. It feels worse.
I'll have a chat with Kellic about this then.
Okay. Let me know what they say.
So, yeah. We'll see if they respond. They won't.
They won't.
Depends on which Kellic.
Let me just use commune.
Yeah.
Oh, that would make sense. You're at the one shot.
Yep. If it's poverty-stricken Kellic, maybe not. So, yeah.
This weather, huh?
Yeah,
Lovely weather we are having.
for sure.
I hope it stays this mild.
You have the setting, so now you're using those words.
Are you actually using every 25?
No, I'm just trying to get the gist of what I need to make sure I'm not going over the 25.
Alright, I gotcha. Dude, I'm gonna have to figure out what happened with that music bot. That was nuts.
That sent me for a solid.
Why?
30
Like,
seconds.
why was that like somewhat related to the music I was trying to cue up? That was so
You
weird.
need to understand the thunder after he is hilarious.
And why did it like? Yeah. Oh man. It also like fit in as well. I don't know.
Because you guys aren't going to hear this for a long time. I need you to understand. He put in the music bot, and then no context, the music bot went, Islam is not a religion of peace.
Lightning crashed, thunder cracked. It was insane. And this repeated like 4 times as I tried to fix the issue.
That sounds like Arthur's being channeled to it.
Man, my backstory's crazy.
That's
Infernal.
nuts. Yeah, I was just
That's
gonna
so
say. Yeah. Infernal lore goes crazy. Not a language of peace. Oh my god. Okay, well, anyway. Oh my god.
Okay, well, I've bashed it one quick. I'm happy enough with this.
It was insane. I was so nervous for like a really intense thing that I was not okay for a while.
Yeah, we had to recenter for sure. How loud was it for you? Did you adjust the
It
volume, or is
was
that
pretty loud.
okay?
Would you like me to say it, or am I just messaging you?
I mean, it's up to you, man. You can do what you want.
You know what? I've just messaged you every other time. Let's keep it.
Alrighty.
Wants to keep his secrets.
I know.
I mean, you could literally just ask.
We were right next to
Yeah.
you.
Literally ask. Okay.
That's pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, I will send you a pretty simple response.
No.
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 The magic. Fuck out of here. 3 words.
You know who this.
Yeah.
You and I should have informed him as to who it was.
Yeah.
Why the thunder?
Dude.
Not a religion of peace. I'm so unprepared for that. Oh man.
And that is when he sins as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's what he sins. What do you say on it?
What?
No. You can't respond, but I'm just saying, like,
What do you say to us?
no.
Do we know a Quetta Street?
Would I, as a Dawnfall
Yeah,
native, know
you would know that
Quetta?
it's pretty close in proximity to Lord Maliborn's house, his manor.
Yeah, it's that street right over there. We can go
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, it's a few blocks south of Malbon's house, I believe he said, but do we know what's there? Is there...
It is pretty close to like a few like local businesses, but other than that, nothing much.
Okay.
I assume the gang head that way.
Well, I'm assuming by the fact it hasn't told me a time that it is just now.
Yes, basically.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah.
I have arranged a meeting with the man, the myth, the legend.
The one and only. So yeah, you guys make your way up, and again, same district. Everything is happening in the same district. Does not take you long.
Before, what's
go
it?
ahead.
As we're heading over there, he's gonna ask Milo. Do you think it would be rude to ask? Oh, I don't know if he's himself gonna be there, but if he is, what he's using the asteroid for?
I don't think that's very rude.
If he brings it up, I'm sure it will be fine, but maybe best speak when spoken to.
I mean, technically we will be spoken to, so.
I doubt you will be there in person.
Oh.
He did say meet him. On the
Are you
street.
serious?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That feels like a bad idea for him.
I mean, it's right next door.
He posed no threat to him.
Yes, but if we get caught and we are seen to...
We were at his house.
Okay, there were a lot of people at his house that time.
Well, we were sent letters directly to him. You know, and we think that we would meet him at his residence and be, you know, talk with him privately. I think we're well beyond that point.
Yeah, I forgot.
Also, who cares who we are? Who cares if he interacts with a couple of adventurers?
True.
Yeah,
Anyways, we'll find out when we get there.
All right. And so yeah, just it's not very far. You guys make it, and it isn't long before you're just wandering the streets looking for that similar face. You do see him. He seems to be not wearing very nice clothes. He seems to be going a little like undercover. He doesn't.
Sunglasses on.
No sunglasses. Those aren't canon yet until Estella invents them. But he is still wearing his signature scarf and just a like leather jacket over, basically, in Kavasi style. And
Okay, wait, hold
Yeah.
pause. You said like signature scarf and leather jacket. Is it like actual undercover, or is it like a noble's assumption of what undercover is? And he's
I was
actually
going
wearing
to
it?
say, I was
People
going to
dress
say.
like-
So it's like it's not undercover. It's just different because it still
Okay.
looks very wealthy and affluent. It looks like he possibly dragged stuff from his wardrobe that he thought was from the dregs of society, but actually isn't.
Oh,
Yeah, that's basically what he is looking like at the moment. And standing beside him is the man in a red robe that you've seen before, Jethro, his court wizard, basically.
Is court wizard with them?
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
you saw him like
What was
briefly in your meeting. He was just standing pretty much wordlessly for the most part, off beside Lord Maliborn last time, and he waves you over. He says, "I'm glad we could speak. Follow me. I know a place where we can speak privately. My own home would not do." and he leads you over toward a small tavern almost. But when you enter, you notice that there is like a lot of smoke in the air. It's some sort of strange lounge. People partaking in several substances throughout. He sends Jethro over for a moment. It's pretty unoccupied for the moment. There's not a lot of people there. There's a few people playing gin in the corner. But other than that, not much here besides smoke. But Jethro speaks for a moment with the man tending the bar. And after a while, that man leads the rest of you guys down to like a private little study, like a private little parlor, essentially. And it's just like comfortable seating there alongside a small table. And Raylos sits down and says, "Well, you're back. What kept you so long?"
Yeah,
You
so
just say curse.
He just says curse.
Curse. All
We
right.
had this whole conversation already.
it
Yeah,
was a
it was
terrible
the whole
curse.
thing.
All right. I trust it didn't hurt you too badly, whatever encounter it was. Did it all clear up all right?
Yeah, everything's fine now for the most part anyway.
Okay, good. Glad to hear. Listen, the shipment is moving and soon, so we need to get our plan in order. I have been able to procure disguises for you. I took the liberty of only getting you 3. I do not believe that one and you as well would make good undercover guards. And he points respectively at Argo, who is much too large, and
Yeah,
pretty
that's
obvious.
what's wrong.
That's not the only thing. But that's what he says. And Estella. I don't believe, pardon me, but I don't believe that they would believe that very well.
Wait, so they wouldn't believe Estella, but they'll believe Quitch?
I
Who's like an automaton with like a tang head and everything.
He is not. He is currently disguised as
No,
my
it's been,
brother.
Oh yeah, good
I
point.
believe
I don't say
he has-
shit.
It's been
I'm
I
hours.
believe he has
Uh,
methods of disguising himself, his personage, if you will.
I could put on a hat.
I'm actually not disguised as Otto anymore because it's
Oh,
been like several hours.
So, real quick, I saw Mini Otto. What does that mean? Were you
But
actually
no, I
Otto?
said when I approached the gate. Before I approached the gate, I made myself look like kind of the human Quid, but with the face of Otto, so with a beard, a black beard, and kind
Is
of
it
like it's like a
Is it identical to
no,
Otto?
not like identical, but like clearly
Twinsies.
It looks
based
like
off
you're
of
his
him.
brother, or does it look like you're his identical twin? Or
Like his
cousin?
brother.
Okay, gotcha. I'm just curious for later interactions with, what was the name again?
Nickel Nifty.
Nickel Nifty, that's right. Okay, I'll write that down and what he looks like. Bollock deck. Okay. So yeah. After a brief pause, he says, listen, I'm an honest man, and secrets do not become me. So I feel the need to tell you that I've come into some information as of late. I will keep my sources discreet for the time being, but I've heard that you are currently working with a man called Hard. Is this true?
Formally.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
He eyes you, Otto. Right. Well, is there any chance that you will be heading back his way, or is this a permanent leave?
Why do you ask?
Yeah.
I've heard this man's name many times in passing when working with my father, and I have no interest in working with those who associate with him. Let's just put it that way. So it is fortunate that you are no longer working with him.
Can I ask why?
I mean, it's more than that, but the main reason is I have a bad feeling about the man. He is rising in popularity amongst the masses, especially worldly, more than someone of his nature should. And just given that he's preaching very anti-establishment propaganda, and I live in the establishment, it's not in my best interest. We'll just leave it at that for now, I suppose.
Right.
Beyond that, I would like to lay out plans for you. This is a vague, I've been, Jethro, really, I can't take credit, has been surveying the warehouse and its area around it, and he lays down another map. It's not detailed at all like the blueprint map that you were given by Clancy, basically. Just more of like a rough sketch of the defenses on the outside perimeter, like the wall protecting the 3 warehouses inside. With the warehouses once again labeled A, B, and C, with C circle as the obvious, like you must enter here to. This is basically where he is. The Azurite is likely kept along with the Bristlebrew, stuff adjacent to the Azure Drake, and it is very vague on the inside, and he basically tells you, I've been able to catch a few glimpses of the inside, but not much, and only from a higher vantage, so it's not been of much use. We can't really see the interior of these warehouses, unfortunately. Once you're inside, you're on your own. Are there any other questions? I'm not an expert, neither is Jethro. I would assume that you guys have a plan, yes? It's been a while. I assume you've crafted some plan. You are adventurers, yes?
Somewhat. It's hard to formulate plans when things could turn into anything once you actually get inside.
That's very true.
It's a really, really, really good plan that we have. If you want to hear it, it'll cost extra, though.
I'm sorry? You're charging me to hear the plan of great interest to myself?
We're here to get results. We'll get it done.
Okay, alright, fair enough. Yes? Or yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
You ran.
Oh, you read.
I
Yeah.
should ask, for potential cover purposes, are there any other... Does your father store any artifacts or things of that nature? Because I've recently learned I am somewhat of an artifact myself. It could be my cover.
What? What do you mean you're an artist?
Don't get into it. We have things to talk about.
You're a person. Okay.
His
I think we can, like, he just kind of addresses the group at that point. I think we can safely assume that is not on the table.
I'm gonna kick this guy's ass.
Yeah, he does not appear to be very in a humoring mood. He seems pretty serious and nervous. You can pick up on his energy.
Forgives the intrusion, Lord, but what did you want the Azurite for?
I strictly want it not in the hands of my father. I don't have plans for it other than to keep it secret and safe until I find a proper way to dispose of it, or possibly send it back to Kavasi to be repurposed into an airship. Something. I don't know yet. Immediate goal is to keep it out of the hands of my father and any who he might sell it to.
Can I roll an insight check on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Feel more than welcome.
Oh,
And also, Matt, what is Jethro doing right now?
I think he's just kind of hanging out and listening.
Okay. Is he like?
I don't
gotcha.
think he's had anything to like really step forth and say.
Yeah, I was mostly just kind of trying to get a read on like where he was and everything like that. Okay. Alrighty.
a 15.
A 15? On a 15, he seems sincere on a 15.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. So forgive me, but I do wish to hear your plan. You do have a plan, right? You're not stalling for anything, right?
For the most part, no. I think the hardest part is just minimizing casualties more than anything. It will be difficult to go in. Really, if we could go in there, cause a ruckus and leave would not be difficult. But I don't know. It will be hard because I imagine that Azurite is one, well guarded, and two, once they find it's gone, it's almost game over from there. I think that's the hardest part.
What do you mean it's game over?
I guess now you don't use those words. What is game over?
As in, we will have to chill our way out. If we
We'll have to
No,
restart
that's not what I meant.
quarters.
Yes.
You simply quick save. I don't
I don't understand. Simply roll the dice again.
Just do
I
it.
don't know. It's both for your sake and our sake. They're going to be looking for the Azurite. I don't want to say indefinitely, but I'd imagine for a very long time. It's highly prized, isn't it?
Oh yes, definitely. They'll be looking for you. I assume you were taking that into account. You'll be disguised, I assume, or at least hiding your identity in some way.
That's at least a four.
At least I don't want to say something quite so grim, but I wouldn't leave anyone you don't want knowing that your face. Alive. That is.
Yeah. I mean, suffice to say, we don't have information on the inside, but we'll go in, we'll take as many precautions as we can, and we'll assess the situation once we get eyes on the inside.
Is there
We can use
any way-
quite stealthy.
What'd you
That's
say?
it.
Oh, okay.
Is there any way we could implicate Hodds in this?
Let's not.
I don't wish to make an enemy of that man, but if
I
No,
fear
I
he
would
is your
say-
enemy.
I would say, what does that mean?
Well, Otto brings up a good point. Does your father have any more above the surface enemies that we could implicate?
That didn't occur to me. Yes. Lord Calanthea, for one, has been quite cross with him for some time. I suppose he might buy. The Lord of Vilagrad, Lord Calanthea, he's been opposed to my father for quite some time. We could perhaps find a way. If you can find a way to implicate him, I don't know how you would do that, but I think that would be the one most likely that my father would bite. Bite the. That's not a. I think that would work. I think that would work. Sorry.
Yes.
My brain. Don't worry. He's not going to bite him.
That's
Don't
not the
worry.
metaphor people use.
I'm sorry. Halfway between two
Okay.
metaphors.
Interesting. I mean, I met with the man. Maybe I could remember his insignia or such.
All
But
right.
thank you, Riddlers, for the information. It's all helpful.
I do think I don't know if you're not going in there without a plan, but if you do have a plan, I can probably assist you. If you do, if not, well, you do, so it doesn't matter. So what?
I mean, I think the plan is for us to more or less quietly infiltrate and eliminate any surveillance while we go, and possibly get the Azurite onto even a dinghy or a boat and just sail our way out, assuming it's quite heavy and large.
Yes, I should be able to send a barge of some kind to help transport all of this once you. I assume there's some sort of like underwater dock of some kind. If you can clear that out or sail alongside this underground river, I should be able to have like ships crossing in the night. You'll be able to load on from one ship to another or from the dock, and hopefully there will be none the wiser for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, and worst comes to worst, several of us can go underwater undetected. Argo could carry it pretty undetected underwater, walking along the ground. We have tools to our disposal, Raylos. You've paid us good money. You'll have to trust us.
Oh, all right.
Oh, appreciate the barge. The barge will be a good
Is there,
plan A.
so you're entering via the waterway. Is there any way I can assist besides the barge? This is very important to me, you see.
Is there any method of your wizard being able to cast any water-breathing spells on us?
He turns to Jethro, looking for confirmation. Is that?
No.
No.
Well, there you have it.
All right. I believe you're done here.
It's a good level spell. It's not that bad.
This is I think Argo's feeling what I was feeling with that one guy earlier.
Perhaps invisibility? That would be useful.
No.
Do you?
Are you talking about from Jethro? Because
No.
he would have to go with you to be able to maintain concentration on something like that. Like,
Yeah.
He can't concentrate on it from afar.
You can.
You said he can?
Yeah, you can concentrate on spells. You don't have to see to concentrate on a spell.
Are you sure?
The problem, sure. The problem is that invisibility is only a minute, so that's the big problem.
Yeah, where's greater invisibility?
Also, I suggested water breathing because it's a non-concentration, 24-hour duration, 3rd level spell, which is useful.
Obviously, so
Yeah,
that
I'm
would
just
be
not
more-
sure. I just don't think he has that.
That's fair.
Spellbook. But invisibility, maybe. I just don't think that would work out.
It only lasts a minute.
Yeah.
Or is it an hour? You can definitely concentrate without
It's
seeing.
an hour. It's an hour for lesser, like regular invisibility. It's a minute for greater invisibility.
Well, you can definitely concentrate without seeing things. 100%. Casting, no. Concentrating, yes.
Yeah, it depends on like the Wi-Fi and
And
how good the
even though it
connection
would
is.
be one person.
Unless you could upcast it.
Yes, what level is this?
I don't know. Who's to say?
Okay. So, I think what Jethro would say is, at this point, it sounds like our plan is at best fractional. I would certainly be willing to help in whatever ways that I can. However, I think it may be best for you to work out all the other details and then let me know what role I can play.
We have no idea what your capabilities are, good sir. I mean, that's a pretty tall order when we don't know what's going inside.
If you're asking if I can cast invisibility, yes, I can. But I mean, essentially, I kind of like he can cast invisibility, but like there needs to be some kind of plan in place. Like he would.
We don't know shit about what's going on in there. We can't.
That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like I don't know. Like, what do you want him to do? You want him to cast it on 1 or 2 people, and then
Well, how many can you cast it on? Can you cast it on all of us? Because then we can just go in. We don't know what your capabilities are, good sir.
hold on.
Yeah,
Well,
if you had to pick an arbitrary number for
On a scale of 1 to 9.
But if you have a 5th level spell slot, you could get all of us.
Please give my compatriot a moment. He's rolling his stats right now.
Oh, a six level spell slot.
He's making the stat sheet as we speak.
I heard dice. Is that? I don't know.
That was not me.
Okay, all right. I was like, what is happening? Why are we rolling for invisibility?
Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he would say he could probably get it for like 3 people.
Okay.
Well, that sort of helps, doesn't it? Because we have 3 disguised and 2 we cannot disguise. So
Yeah. That helps a lot.
All right. Well,
So,
You ask. I think Argo in character is like, we are talking in circles. If you ask us what our plan is again. No.
Yeah, okay. Quinn will take a stance and say, Jethro, if you cast that right now, we will go in immediately, or you can come with us and cast it right before we go in. I don't know how far this warehouse is, how far the walk, but we will infiltrate immediately with 3 invisible and 3 disguise, and we'll take it from there.
I would like to pick up said armor first.
said what?
Oh, right.
The armor.
Yeah,
Ah,
this is-
okay.
Well, he said it could not be till tomorrow.
We will have to. If you're wanting to use the barge, I can't just move now. I can't go and just summon a barge. I need to. It will take me a minute.
Okay, how long is it going to take you?
It's the third of Serenon now. I imagine that, given, I think by Serenon 5th, I should be able to. That gives you just one day to prep and perhaps concoct some sort of a plan and perhaps.
It's the 6th month,
I
sir.
swear.
Okay, all right. So, outside of the game, I just want to ask something. So, do you guys have a plan? Because I thought you said earlier you were talking about it.
We're going to sneak in and figure it out once we see what's in there. We don't know what the fuck is in
That's
there.
fair.
We
I
cannot
guess.
build a very cohesive plan if we don't know anything about what's inside.
Well, do
best
you
we
think
can do is
maybe?
get our
Do you
interest.
think there's possibly options
No.
to figure out what's
Out of
inside?
character, what you were overhearing was that Sheba had a plan, but it relied on Han, but Han's no longer with the party anymore.
All the thing. It is the 6th of Serenade. How many days does he need?
Is it? It can't be the 6th.
Yes.
Really?
How
It's the
many?
sixth.
How many days is it from the time that it said it was going to be moved? I don't remember.
Say that one more time. How many days until it's gonna be moved?
How many days do they have between now and when? The
Yeah.
ship moves?
Okay. So it's going to be moved sometime. On.
Oh, it's the 5th, sorry.
It's the 5th right now. Okay.
It's the 5th of Serenade.
Yeah. Like you have about it's gonna be moved sometime after 2 days, essentially.
So they've got about 2 days
Yeah.
before it's going to be moved. So you have a little bit of time to do things. And without giving you a whole plethora of options, I'm sure that there are things that you guys could do.
Well, scout it. Got it.
What'd you say?
Figure stuff out.
Okay.
Whether that's
We'll surveillance scout. We got it.
scouting or using your resources. And
No.
you can certainly just have invisibility cast on you real quick and run in there, but
There will be no boss
I
if you
mean,
do that.
I don't know how that's going to turn out for you. But
We were under the presumption we would go today.
okay.
What'd you say?
That's where my advice or my interruption will end. So
Yeah, we were presuming we'll go today, but if Raylos needs time, we will delay.
Yeah.
I don't know why he rushed us here then.
You were.
well, you just
yeah.
asked him for a barge to, or he just
Yeah.
said in this that he could help you out with a barge. So that wasn't arranged before. So if you don't want the barge, you can go today. That's fine. But I think what is happening right now is that if you want that, if it would be of use to you, then it would take at least a little bit of time to get arranged.
Do we know in character how it's being transported?
He
Or would that be
has
something to have to
explained
know?
before, and he was actually just about to elaborate, but he was about to explain that before what you heard is that he wants it transported to a warehouse, that he privately owns and is unaffiliated with his father, and you need some sort of vehicle in order you can't just by hand, even with those bags of holding, transport how much bristle brew will be in that place, basically. The azurite maybe, but not the bristle brew.
Yeah, but you said they were going to be transporting it somewhere, which is why we had to do it soon.
Yes, Lord Malahorn
So-
will be.
Yeah,
What
so-
is your question? I thought you were asking how.
I think-
Do we know how they are planning on transporting it before
Oh,
we try
No,
to
you
do
then
it?
you don't know that. So
Okay.
yeah,
You could maybe try to find out.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
don't know right now.
yeah.
because that would be useful information. Because then they would be providing us a vehicle of some description.
That is true.
So,
Okay.
do you ask that, or I assume you're asking, right?
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Evo was wanting to say something, but I don't know.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Vivi would say that I personally really don't want to delay this anymore. We've already been sort of pushed back, and we have other things that we really need to get to. I don't know. That's just my stance.
If we want to just try sneaking in, we can just do that and wing it, but we'll have no way of getting the bristle brew out.
Exactly. Listen, the barge will take some time. If you want, I could grab some sort of wagon or caravan, something, make it somewhat adjacent to the warehouse. That's the only other way I could see, but it would be very risky, a lot less. It would be much more conspicuous than going on the underwater route.
Yeah, it is either that or we strike when they come to pick up the.
It will be heavily guarded. I don't know what who they'll be employing to protect it, but it'll probably be large names and dark circles. You don't want probably to tangle with men of that caliber. But again, it is your plan. If you wish to try and brave that, you may. But also possibly if you don't leave, if you let it be seen that you are doing it and fumble it, well, they're gonna be on your tail very quickly. It's higher risk, I would say.
How fast is a barge? Because I have no idea how fast the barge is. Because in my head, we're just moving really slow.
Essentially, you'd be moving pretty slow
Yeah, you would
because
be.
it's an underground waterway.
Yeah.
But it's away from any kind of eyes and probably your most secretive route.
I believe, for me, the best course of action is to wait for the barge. Take the day to prepare, get some gear if we need any. So, if all things go well, we can still show our face in Dawnfall. Any objections?
Is there some way we can find out what the weight is inside? Do we know any scrying?
No.
Well, no. I don't know exactly how wizardry works, so you'd have to refer to my friend Jethro here, but I imagine that you need to have seen the location, from what I understand. Or have some way of spying on a certain person, and we could possibly see a little bit into the immediate area, but we don't know who goes exactly into the Azurite and Bristlebrew storage. Well, specifically the Azurite. I imagine we could find someone who goes into the Bristlebrew, but Azurite would be kept separate and under more scrutiny, I would assume.
So perhaps we grab a guard on his off time, interrogate him for what he knows, and learn some information that way.
And then what do we do with the guard afterwards?
What happens when he doesn't report in? Exactly.
We let him go, but after letting him hear us talking about that other lord.
All right.
That's not horrible.
That's not a terrible idea, actually, Otto. It's riskier.
Would likely put them on guard, but they wouldn't be expecting us to come from the river or the underwater passageway.
I think they would probably amp up security just throughout a little bit at least, but it's a trade-off for potentially implicating a different lord and throwing my father off your trail.
Well, we don't have to return them back immediately. We could just unhand them after we're done.
Well, yes, but a missing guard.
And we have a kidnapped man for 2 days.
Well, do we know it's the same people working every night? What if he's not on shift the next day? These are things we don't really know.
That is a big what if, and it affects our plans very much.
And it's also something I don't know, yes.
We wait until a shift change on the night we plan to go in, and as soon as he comes off duty, we grab him. And since we will be going shortly after that, that would give us time to go and do what we want without anything being alerted, and then once the guard escapes, he will have the information that we want him to know.
I see. It's a route you could take, yeah.
And that would also mean the freshest information for the very night we are going. It would mean that nothing could change in a couple of days.
All right. Well, are you in agreement then? Is that something you wish to do?
I believe that is the best we're
Sounds good.
Were you saying something, Vivi? And Quinn?
Just saying unagreed.
Okay.
Yeah, just sounds good.
All right. So then, I apologize. Dane is unsure. What is the exit? I understand. I've been lost in the sauce of this. What is the planned exit route that you guys have landed on? Essentially.
Well, he said he could get us a wagon or something.
Yeah. So are you thinking
Oh,
wagon?
barge.
Wagon
I
or
thought we
barge?
were going. I thought we were going with the barge because then we could just leave.
Okay. So bars then. We're locking it in. I'm just trying to make sure.
My brain's fried.
The only thing that concerns me about the barge is how slow it would potentially be.
Yeah, I can see that being an awkward scene, but
Like,
Also, the other one as
we
well.
haven't, we must escape. Snail crawls away.
my God, they're swimming faster.
The only thing about I'm gonna just straight up take it out of character for that. The only thing about a wagon is our faces would be very visible during that escape, and we could probably not come back to Dawnfall for a hot while.
We will be wearing guard clothing, perhaps face coverings or a helmet or something.
I don't know if that's possible with Argo and still in our party.
What now?
Can
Like if we're doing like group disguises to leave with the wagon, it's not really possible with Argo and still in our party because it's like very obvious of like here 5 people of like very distinct sizes that have been like working together.
I mean, Estella can alter self.
I was gonna say
yeah.
there's magic for
And
this.
Argo's Argo.
I mean, Argo can also alter self.
Yeah.
Argo's Fargo's willing.
What? What you
If
said?
Estella is willing to make 2 alter self potions.
I was just saying, like, yeah, she literally did that to Argo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's temporary, and we've done it. There is the issue. Sorry, I just feel like mentioning how Argo handled the alter self. So that might be tricky. But
Yeah, that went great last time.
yeah, maybe he's got the hang of it now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Listen. So, if there's not, is there nothing else you need me for? Are you planning on handling this yourself? Are we planning on sending in the barge and you'll figure it out when you get in?
Is there any way to trace the barge back to yourself?
No, of course not. I have, or I will, take liberties to make sure that it isn't traceable to me.
Okay, so then I believe the plan would be Capture a guard as they swap shifts. Interrogate him, find out what awaits us inside. Use the barge to get inside. Acquire the materials. Load up the barge. And leave.
Wait, we're going in on the barge? I thought we were going in on foot, leaving with the barge.
Samesies. I mean, we could just meet up with Jethro beforehand, cast invisibility, and then use the barge to leave.
Is that
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Sounds alright to me.
Yeah. So long as we know that the barge will be there, we do not want to go through all this rigmarole and then there was a complication with the barge and we are stuck.
We can confirm with Jethro before he casts the spell, just to confirm that the barge is there. That'll be our rendezvous.
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, in that case, it was a pleasure meeting with you once again. The meeting is a little
Just like
shorter. Again, meeting with you again. Well, I'll leave you to it. This was definitely a shorter meeting than I expected, but a welcome one nonetheless. And then he starts to rise, and I assume Jethro in tow, to leave the establishment. And at this point, guys, what are we thinking here? Are you?
I think it's a good spot to wrap.
I feel like I don't want to get into anything like crazy proper, especially with Estella missing. But yeah, is what I would say. Yeah.
As like the smallest of like we don't even have to act it out character, could I perhaps ask Squid for a bit of gold?
Oh my
Are
God.
we gonna? Yeah, I mean, we could just fast forward to the day of, because that'll be 2 days away, right?
Oh yeah, I mean we could, and we might do that. But I
That's
probably
nothing
wouldn't
we
want to
want
get
to
into
do.
that. Huh?
What? I mean, like with things like shopping and downtime and
Yeah, no, I mean we can
camp
do all of that for
actions.
sure. Yeah.
Or do you want to save it for the beginning of the next session?
I say we save it just to tell Art, hey, here's what happened. If you want to prep anything in those 2 days, so she doesn't like caught off guard.
Yeah.
Being like, you're already here.
You can be planning that beforehand, and then just we can like really quick go over it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like an hour and a half of the next session, though.
Ooh, that is kind of. I could see that bleeding over. It could be that long. That's true. You can like. How about we like private message and like me and Matt, and we can like simulate that, and we can do the same thing for Arth. I think that makes sense. I think that's probably the best route, just for that reason alone. We might want a lot of time for next session to not be allocated to that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, like, we sort out all of the things we want to do out with the session and then just confirm it at the start.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Yeah. We can do what we did in Evenheim where we DM you, and then we also have our like
That's what I was
players
thinking.
we can like collab if needed, and then we'll just like quickly go over it.
Yeah.
I thought we didn't like that though in Evenheim. I don't know. I thought it was like
Yeah.
Mm.
It was a
Things
bit
not-
funky. And it's cool
I
when it
listen-
happens like in session, so you guys know what everybody's up to. When it's not, I agree with that. That in Evenheim it felt a little weird for that reason.
I do have a suggestion. We could just do the mechanical stuff and small RP stuff, like not inter-party stuff now, and then go back to any conversations that need to happen next session. Like, I mean, we have some shopping, we have some plate pickup, we have camp actions to do. Like, we could do the mechanical stuff now.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that?
I mean, if
An
we're all in
interesting idea.
agreement, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no worries.
Works for me.
All right. Rad. So yeah, it's a bit of a shorter session today, I suppose. I mean, we started an hour late. Did you guys want to head back to the inn for the night and do anything like that, or would you rather like head to Thorns and Roses now at this point? Just want to make sure we're not missing out any RP that you guys wanted.
Wait, so are we not doing the mechanical?
I was gonna say like.
Wait a minute.
What? I just mean for this session. What do you? I just mean.
Well,
for
no,
this
Dave,
session.
my suggestion was right now.
Right
we
now?
begin some-
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. My apologies. I don't know how that went over my head. Okay. Yeah, sure.
And then just next session we start with like any like retrospective like campfire RP talks or anything.
Okay. Okay, dude. I don't know why that went right over my head. Gotcha. My bad. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's run these mechanics. What are y'all thinking you want to do?
What time is it now currently?
At the moment, you guys spent a long time in the library. I'd say it's almost night. It's about to be dusk. Like if not about to be actually. Now that I think about how long it's been, it'd be like you'd have like 2 hours left before dusk.
So beyond other things, we would each have 2 camp actions then, since we're just skipping a whole 24 hours essentially till the morning
sure.
of
Yeah, that would.
Serenonda's 8th.
Yeah.
Today's the 5th, so tomorrow's the 6th. We'll skip, and then 7th will be the mission, I guess.
Okay. Well, I know what his camp actions are going to be,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to do the math on how much gold you need to ask for.
What does that mean?
I love gold.
So yeah, like how much gold are we doing?
I mean, for my 2 camp actions, I'll probably just craft scrolls, and if anybody's cooking, I would help them with an enhanced ability, but otherwise, that'd be mechanically what I'm up to.
Okay, gotcha. And is Vivi doing anything at this point, or is it mostly just RP stuff?
Let's go busy with having quickly. You might forego cooking for the 2 nights considering we're in a city with buy food. Sorry guys, you can do what you want. But
Argo would have to ask for 395 gold, so if he's not open to that, that's fine.
I don't have that.
Damn. Okay.
I have 270.
Oh shit, never
feel
mind.
free for Quit to redirect to Vivi because she has a shit ton of gold and everyone in the party knows she hasn't spent a lick of it. So
Well, he
do
was
that.
just asking in general because he wants. He's thinking about armoring up.
Yeah, sure. That gold's yours. What was it, 397? Take it.
395.
It's all yours from Vivi.
And now Argo is completely broke again. But he has half plate.
Excellent, man. Okay.
She's gonna go. Now that I have prepped things, yay! She's gonna go foraging for spell components. So she doesn't buy them.
For what
I'll
components?
do that. I'll leave the city for a bit, do my foraging
Oh,
for one of
okay.
the nights, come back. The second one, really quickly.
There we go.
50 gold? 25 gold for spells.
I have not spent much time in this city in comparison to some people here, so outside of the general warehouse, I do want to scout the city and see if there are any, like, quick alleyways that I can make use of if need be, or, like, stuff like that, like quick exits, stuff that maybe only a city insider would know that I can make use of if I'm scouting the city out from outside the general warehouse periphery.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you? Okay. Trying to decide what kind of check that would be. Are you like? What method are you doing? Are you just personally yourself going, or are you asking around?
No, she's going herself.
Okay.
You know where like the local shady alleyway is that I could make use of if I need to escape something really bad?
Well, I mean, it depends on who you're
Particularly
asking and how
near
you're
this
asking.
warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a
Let's
warehouse here.
take the
Don't tell
tunnels.
anyone.
Yeah. Alright, that's fair. I didn't know if you were trying to like ask some shady guy or something. I don't know.
Honestly,
You have
if she
a
sees a
secret
shady guy
tunnels.
on her way, she might. But it was not on her to-do list.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Okay. I would say make a perception check while you're doing that. For
I'll
that.
do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that one.
Oh, damn.
Yikes.
If only it had that inspiration.
You
Oh
notice
my
one.
god.
You notice
Pretty sure
one
my
that you think is
inspiration
pretty good.
cursed. Yeah.
You notice one that you think is pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't really know if it's a camp action, because he might have gotten all out of the books that he's gonna get out of the books.
Okay.
So if the books are that's all I'm getting, I would look into.
I think I will tell you
he would go
mechanically
back.
something about that. I would say that you won't get any more, likely won't get any more,
20 rolls, basically.
any more 20 rolls from that, but there's still more to be
Right.
gained if you want. And yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, I think. Well, first night he probably spent his camp action just finishing those books.
Yeah.
Getting what peripheral knowledge he can, and second day, maybe he'd honestly go back to the library to see if there's anything further on a reckoning or things of that nature from. Like, it doesn't even have to be a Talnar's perspective on it, just anything.
Yeah,
about
no,
that
I
battle.
figure, like, given that you thought you were, like, it was a rush, and you found out that you have a little more time, you can spend more time in the library to do that. I think I'll just summarize that real quick, actually, something interesting about that. Upon closer inspection, you notice that you couldn't actually gather much information, partially just because of the problems I listed, and I think I should probably put those in chat, I apologize.
They're vague as hell.
That they are vague as hell and seems fishy. But on top of that, there were books missing, and after a while, somebody, we'll say Jeffrey, came up to you and told you that somebody checked those out and hasn't returned them for quite some time.
I asked if they have the name of who did that on record.
They do, and they tell you that it was just. They normally wouldn't tell you, but man has been gone for so
It's been
long.
5 years.
No, like they've been missing for way too long, and these kinds of things don't typically return after that kind of time. It was a man named Nalthien. It was the last name Nalthien.
Althea.
And I'll
Could I
type
get
that in.
how to spell that?
Yes, you definitely
Thank
can.
you.
Yep. 1 second. I'm gonna post a lot of things in here real quick, and actually cite them since Arth isn't here to do it for me. So for game notes, man who took books on Talinar. Whoops, there we go. Nalthien. That was the last name given.
And I'll just ask to be thorough. Does the name at all sound familiar to me?
Nope, doesn't.
Gotcha.
But I think I'll tell you. I was waiting to like get that in. Jeffrey gives you a short description of the man. Just a short dwarf, smiley fellow. He's surprised that the guy was that kind and nice, but also didn't return the book. And he did blab a lot and said that he was a student at Mornkeep, and that's why he needed the book.
Gotcha.
Yeah, student of the academy.
Not a good monkey.
Yeah. What other things have I not quite addressed? Apologies, we're going rapid fire a little bit. Other camp actions that need a roll of some kind. I assume are we tallying up the food for the heist, and we can roll that now? You know what I mean? The food bonus.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, are you doing the cooking check?
I don't know. I thought we were rolling checks mechanically right now.
Well, no, is Emo cooking? As a cook.
He's not cooking.
Yeah.
So who's doing? I wasn't planning on cooking.
Okay, but no one's cooking. We're buying food from the tavern or whatever.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got this.
Hold
Does
my
that give
beer.
us a bonus?
Huh?
Does that give us a bonus? Temp HP or? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't think so, man. No.
Okay, well then I'll
It's gotta be
I'll
party.
cook.
It's the camaraderie. Yeah.
I shall cook then.
Alrighty.
So, are you not doing the scrolls?
Yeah, I'll take one scroll off and get my money back, and then I will. So we had two camp actions: the one for tonight and the one for tomorrow, right? Mechanically.
Yes.
Right. So you would do it the last night to be able to.
Right, the night before the mission. I'll do that in a second. But otherwise, I will roll. I think it's a survival check.
Would you like some guidance for the cooking?
I would love some guidance, and I'll.
Theoretically, I could help you.
I'll give myself enhance ability as well for advantage. Hey,
Oh, that's pretty good.
that's a nat. That's a nat 20.
Is it? Oh my god.
It is for a total of 20.
That guidance, bringing it back up to the 20.
Huge. All
I
right.
don't think that passes like the really good one, does it?
I don't. I need to refresh, but I don't think so.
Let me see.
I think the other one is beyond.
It does. It does. It just meets it actually.
Does it? Oh my god, dude.
Well, guidance
Guidance
will come in clutch.
That's what I'm saying, guys. Y'all are sleeping on guidance.
I guess it's a 21 technically because of cattle guards.
Oh, guidance was worthless.
Oh, come on. That's so
Sweet.
bad.
Okay, so that's 7 temp HP, which is I think what everyone had already. So keep
Yeah.
that.
So I'm real quick. What were you? You said you were foraging, Vivi. Is that correct?
Yeah, for small components.
Like in a city. What do you mean?
No, you don't leave the
She's
city.
saying outside. Yeah.
Out the outskirts.
Okay, got you. That makes some. I don't know why my brain was like, we're looking between bricks. Okay.
Look at the trash, actually.
They got it. They must have thrown away something of value. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll that nature or survival.
I can do that. Survival. Oh my god, my ass roll. That's an 8.
An 8?
We have not been on point today.
Dude, it's been rough. No, you just find like some mushrooms and stuff, but they don't seem to have like any like significant value. Just maybe help with a meal, like shiitake. Yeah.
Sorry, yours.
You add it into the meal. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
All right. Is that all the mechanics? Everybody?
I think Otto hasn't done any camp actions.
That's true.
I had a quiz though.
Oh yeah. Hit me with it. What's that question?
So, I would like to spend some time treating the sick and injured, what have you. But ideally, if there's some close to the warehouse that might know information while I'm doing it.
So you're looking around the warehouse for the sick to heal and asking. I'm just double checking. I'm restating what you said. So you okay? All right.
Yeah. It's going about my nightly duties, and then if someone happens to know something,
Sounds like
maybe about like guards.
Yeah. Oh, you're asking. Yeah, I was gonna ask who you.
No,
asking.
I'm not asking guards. I'm asking the
probably not.
people, the sick people, that if they happen to know guard schedules and things as I'm healing them.
No,
Okay.
that's the safe too.
Yeah. Well, they're always lying about.
All right. I'm gonna say you can roll either persuasion, probably persuasion, or we can make this a carousing roll if you want.
I would very much like persuasion.
Okay.
I don't suppose I could give myself guidance on this persuasion, could I?
I'll allow it.
I should do nothing again.
No, it'll come in clutch.
So that's a 22
What the?
plus. Oh, yeah.
Good
God, I
persuasion.
forgot. I always forget because he doesn't.
A plus 4 for the guide, so 26.
All right.
Nice.
Now give me a chance to nerf this. How do you ask?
Well,
You stinky peasants, what do you know?
You filthy pig in the mud. What do you know?
So I guess it would just be sort of as he's gone about healing people, he would just be like, so that warehouse over there looks interesting. Lay on hands.
Okay.
Does it have regular guard changes or anything?
Oh man. All right. And you rolled with the what did you roll total again with the guidance?
26.
26. Okay. That's good persuasion. Let me roll something though, real quick. Oh.
Sorry. Roll 27.
Sucks.
No, I wasn't necessarily rolling for that. So,
You're
yeah.
under arrest.
I'm an undercover beggar. You fucked up. God, that'd be so funny. No, so you do this a couple times. I don't know how much you can do it with your pool mechanically, but you go around
5.
clearing. At first, people just like thank you, but don't say that they know anything. And then you meet one man with like a glassy, glassed over eye, and he's missing quite a bit of hair. And he tells you that he thinks that they change once a week, basically. On Timothy.
That's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And I believe, is that all of your things?
I guess with the second day, I'll
Yeah.
just spend
Attack
some.
Yeah. Just a little stabby.
Yeah, something.
Maybe make some funky monk art on a scroll,
Yeah,
perhaps, or something like
possibly.
that. I don't know.
A level 1 school for 25 gold.
Yeah, 25 gold.
I'm so broke.
Yeah.
Let me just convert my platinum to gold. 1 moment.
Oh, do you actually log in the platinum? You don't just log in the gold total?
That is
No, I
correct.
put in the platinum.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Really? I would not. That's interesting.
Well, because
I
the
always
platinum
have
they're-
my gold, silver, and copper separated. I mean, D&D Beyond has little areas for each, so
I know it
it's
does.
easy.
I just figured no one used them. Am I the crazy one?
Oh, I like all the coins.
I guess I
something
get
costs-
it. Yeah. But I'm not gonna be like, all you have left is the one platinum. Get fucked.
Yeah, like that's how it works. If something costs 2 gold and all you had was a platinum, you couldn't just hand them 2 gold. You'd have to hand them the platinum.
I know,
What?
but I'm not going to do that as a DM.
Yeah, and they have to give you change.
Yeah, but maybe you're talking to somebody who doesn't have change for a platinum. I don't know.
Well, then they keep the change. Fuck.
I don't know. I'm just saying I wouldn't like be a stickler for it, but it is cool. I get it. I get wanting to have the coins.
That's what Argo did because with a cabbage one time.
God, I forgot. Oh man.
He didn't have, I think it was like 3 copper, and he didn't have any copper, so we just gave him a platinum.
Yeah. Oh, neat. Okay, so apologies. Is that I believe 2 from everybody if you're making that scroll auto, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I think at this point then it will be a slow shift into Thorns and Roses, I believe, at this point, since we don't want to go probably any further without Arth. And also just don't have enough time for anything crazy. So yeah. Let's go ahead and spin that, I suppose.
Woo!
Let's see if I can get it working.
Oh, Ryan says his Wi-Fi cut out.
Not the Wi-Fi.
Oh no.
I thought he was in a.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Shitty ass cafe.
I got to go pay for 31 minutes.
Internet is in the name. Why it no provide?
Yippee.
Oh,
It's
a single tear. That's funny.
Whoa.
Alright, emo.
Ayo.
Oh, crud. Let me organize my notes, my thoughts. My notes and my thoughts. Yeah, overall great session. I don't think there is much to comment on because most of it was just like debriefing and going through like plans and, you know, prep work for the actual big event, which is going through the warehouse. I am very sad that Arts couldn't make it because I think she would have had a lot to say during a lot of these parts, but what can be done? At least she'll be there for the warehouse, and I'm sure she'll kick major ass. Thorns. I don't think I have many thorns. I think the only thing I would say is the thorn for the session is during the using DM assumption to guide conversation about like, because I remember Matt was like, "Hey, remember you saying you had plans." So I'm just like, well, Raylos would know that, and if using that assumption, that's what I was getting, like using that assumption to like guide conversation. I'm like, well, that's not really like relevant here, because like no, we in fact don't have plans because what she had in mind prior that wasn't mentioned in session isn't like relevant anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's like my only point. Otherwise, everything was great. Good prep session. Ready to see how it pans over to next session when we actually get to the warehouse.
Yeah.
Gonna go so well.
Here we go. Blair.
Hey, it is I. One sheet. Things, bad things, anything. Words.
Words.
So I never had a chance to get my nap today, so I'm a bit.
No.
Yeah. That's why I wasn't really speaking much.
You had an extra hour too. Damn, sucks.
Couple of thoughts. Yeah. Lots of interesting things. I particularly like the quirky characters that we come across. That elder will forever haunt my dreams. I'm glad we've ditched Todd. Fuck that guy.
For real.
Yeah, if anything, story-wise, it would have been nice to have like a map or something of the warehouse to hand, so that like
Yeah.
we could at least know, right, these are the entrances, how are we actually going to like get in and out, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just in my mind, I don't know whether it's just because I'm tired or not, but just trying to picture it like exactly where we're going, how we're doing it. It would just be easier for me, at least, to be able to actually see. Obviously, not the insides because we don't know anything about the inside. But.
Yeah. No, I should be able to get that to you. I think because that was, I think, a shortcoming. I could have done that, so I'll be able to do that for you next session. I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, intrigued to find out about what Argo cheap led. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
What do you mean I rolled an outlaw? I didn't like it.
God, that was nuts, man. I felt so bad.
I need you to understand how much that emotionally destroyed me for a second. My soul was
I
crushed.
don't. Yeah.
I'm a little sad you let me roll another one because that would have just.
Well, I'll get to that. I'll get to that when I'll get to something when it's my turn to speak about that.
You're out of the campaign as well.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, that's it.
Alrighty. Thanks, Blair.
Good job, guys.
Yeah. Who is it? It's Cheeve. It's the man himself.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun today. See, I'm not letting go of the secrets chat for a solid 30 minutes after this. Yeah, I thought our conversation with Pod was fun. It was stressful but fun.
Yeah.
All around pretty fun session today. My thorn is I really did not enjoy that conversation with Malamorn. It felt like he was like Emo said. It felt like you were waiting for us to have a prompt to throw at you, and we didn't have one.
Yeah.
So it was a bit awkward.
Alrighty.
I
Because
think
we were
we
like,
in that sense. I think I was actually really in character for us to be like, do you guys actually have a plan of being super nervous about the whole thing? I think that was like quite funny.
I remember.
There's- yeah.
I remember we said we're gonna improvise at least 3 times. They're like, okay, but what's the plan? We're like, okay.
That makes a lot of sense because he has a lot of like stakes in the matter. Of course, he's gonna be like nervous about it. The thought specifically was that like using not that was out of character anyway, but also having that being fueled by a DM expectation based off of information that wasn't explicitly said in session. That was my thorn.
Mm.
And I'll get to that when I get there. I was curious about more about that. But I'll get there when it's my turn about that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I gotta say there. Because I can't say more without spoiling shit.
Okay.
Might as well just say it, man.
Never.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before Argo spills all the beans. Surely.
Yeah, they just gotta ask.
He's a very talkative character.
He is. He's a chatter.
Real chatterbox.
Yeah. So spin that wheel. Who could it be?
Who's it gonna be?
Ryan.
Hey, I think I'll just echo. I mean, it's a short session. I really enjoyed talking with Hod. I think the dynamic that kind of came about felt very natural, like him being frustrated with us and us by and large being like, well, we're also frustrated with you. And that dialogue didn't like the characters were frustrated. I don't think it was frustrating for the players at all, which was really smooth and wonderful. I think the shopping session, I didn't know when it was going to happen. I figured it might happen today. I thought it was really smooth. I don't think it took very long at all, which I enjoyed. I think it took like 10 minutes as opposed to, they can just run on a lot longer potentially. Nice little library session. I think I'll echo everybody else and say that the conversation with Asmythor and Raylus was kind of like pulling teeth. It felt, understandably, like what Emo's saying, that he is nervous, he is wanting a plan, but when we repeatedly say we don't have one, and then there's kind of like DM railroading almost, like you can say Matt and Dane, I think above the table are implicating like, it feels a little railroady when it's like, well, what is the plan? Like, are you guys going to do this? Like, you could do this. It's like, it feels a little heavy-handed.
All right.
What wasn't too enjoyable as a player, I think.
Okay.
But that's my thorns and roses.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I will ask. I guess I think I cut out right at the transition point from session to thorns and roses. Did we fast forward to the morning of Ceranon the 7th?
I believe that's probably what we would do. I think that you were saying maybe that you wanted to. I guess you. No. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I think that's what we said we were gonna do. Yeah.
No, sure. I mean, I was just gonna roll a port in for the day then.
Yeah, go
that's
ahead.
it.
Yeah, whenever.
And then I put a question in chat, but during that day, did Yaden check in?
Oh yeah, she would have.
Cool.
Yeah, she would have. And yeah, we're doing a lot of time skips, and there's a lot of people who have your number now, so it's a thing. But yeah, you actually would. I think I'll just send this one over, and you can tell me what right now. Actually, I have it prepped. And you can send a message back whenever. I believe it would be you, Quinn, that she sends it to you. Because she's not using a stone, she's just casting the spell.
Yeah, she can do it to anyone.
So she would have said, and I'll type this in, I believe. Let's say, copy paste into game notes. She said, I followed her to Viragrad, asked around, met with a drow. She met with the drow at the inn, and followed them outside of the south gate.
What the fuck? Why would you do that? Okay.
Well, like I like the wording will show, but like she's saying that Lila did, basically.
That's why I assumed.
But I guess
Yeah.
still E. What the hell?
Yeah, she, not me.
Gotcha.
Whoopsies.
Neat. Okay.
Yep.
I'll probably think of a response, but it'll probably just be like, "Yikes! Be careful."
Yikes! That's a great response. Okay, and we bold that so it's nice. Yeah, that's what she would have sent.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, apologies for the confusion. She didn't just suddenly become besties with a drow and leave.
I've decided to change teams.
I've actually changed sides, guys. They made a really good case. I read their pamphlet. Yeah.
Oh man, I like that BB still has hard settings, so even though we've kind of excommunicated, just like you can just annoy him now.
Oh my god.
Oh, we still have that.
Yeah, he specifically, like, I wanted to make a point to mention that, yeah. Yeah.
He was so fucking bad after Han was like, as like a person, like a professional notice, and like she was like, oh no, ow, bro, yikes. Oh, that was terrible.
Aw, yeah. I will say, like, I probably didn't say it in the moment, but I think without an insight, like, it's pretty obvious he said that but meant another thing. I should have,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, buddy, have fun in your little fucking rebellion.
Yeah.
There's no way that's not happening, by the way. There's no
What's not happening?
He's totally making a rebellion. No.
And obviously,
I don't know what you're talking
it's
about.
the peasant lord or whatever, the peasant
Yeah,
king.
that's fucking.
Bro,
That's
you
a
don't
forward-
just have a title like that? You're being weird, man.
That's a forward operating post if I've ever
So,
seen
as
it.
additional stuff, Laboon, I wanted to add his little comment about like have fun with your friends or whatever. What the fuck, man? That kind of hurt.
Yeah.
He was such a dick.
Yeah.
He was such a dick today.
Yeah, he was.
If Hod didn't close that with being somewhat nice to Vivi, Argo would have said something on the way out.
Yeah. Apologies if it didn't come across as nice, at least in the moment. But yeah.
No, it was nice, but it
Apologies.
was. I was like, ow, dude.
Yeah.
No need to apologize. I thought Hod was great.
Well, yeah.
That's why I don't want him adding to the Haikyuu fan art thing, because I'm like, he's not a friend.
We'll see.
He's a mini boss.
The mini
But I
boss.
asked,
Friends, you have to be relevant people for the Haikyuu one. Yeah,
was
keep
he
going.
straight up gaslighting us when he said this wasn't about we weren't?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's fully what we were hired to do.
Yeah, we were actually.
Like, specifically? If
No,
he-
we were hired to get information. We were never hired to get the stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
If you,
yeah.
I'm sure, Dane, if you listen back to the recording,
No,
it's
he
literally
did.
just like
He
get
did.
information. So he's gaslighting
He
us.
is,
Damn.
essentially, yeah. Basically.
He was like, "Oh, I thought you were all aboard the rebellion train. Never mind."
Yeah.
Yeah, he withheld information for sure. Yeah.
Dude gaslit us twice, and is like,
I
why
think he
don't
just assumed we were in for another 2 to 3 jobs. That's what I think it was.
No, but he wasn't gonna pay us extra. He was like, oh no, the job's.
And he didn't even pay us for what we did. He gave
I
us
know.
the
Yeah, that's what he did.
Just
Yeah.
don't kill him.
Yeah. Go for it.
Well, we double dipped enough.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's an extra 2K
That's
gold.
why I did it. I just didn't want you guys being too rich. Yeah. Oh, is it me? It's me. I think. Yeah.
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 It's wild that never lands on Matt.
Dude, it won't. I don't know why. I'm not the one doing it. I think Matt's rigging it. Surely.
Matt's paid off.
Yeah.
It's not rigged.
What you said that so sus, my guy.
It's not rigged.
What are you talking about?
He lands in the same spot every time too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, real weird that.
Yeah, strange, crazy. Yeah. I just wanted to let's see. I felt like today's session was a bit of like we had to get a few things out of the way, and I felt bad about that aspect of it. I don't know. Like it was a lot of shopping and meeting with people, and I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. I never wanted it to like feel, at least especially in the Raylos thing, to feel that way. So I apologize if it did come across that way. Initially, it was just kind of more of like this is how the character would react, but also like leaning into the bit of like you don't have a plan, right? That's crazy. Because that is also what that character would think. But I never want you to think like fully having I want to establish fully not having a plan because you don't know shit is perfectly valid. But it is also how Raylos would react to that at the same time, I feel. And maybe I upplayed it a little bit, so apologies if that was uncomfy for anybody in that regard, where it felt like we were railroading. I never, like, the same way that, like, you guys didn't end up chasing, like, Lila down, fully not a railroad. Like, you guys can do whatever you want, but I do kind of want my NPCs to react the way that they would normally react at the same time. So, maybe I just need to get like think a little bit harder about how to like portray that without it coming across as like railroading, essentially. And if you guys have any thoughts about that, like let me know. But I apologize if it came across as a railroad of any kind. That's fully never my intention. And as far as like other things, I really enjoyed the aside that I had with Chi when we pulled him into secrets. That was fun, especially the first part of that. Apologies that it took so long. It was meant to be like 10 minutes, and it was actually like 10 minutes of us being in there, like actually doing things because of technical difficulties.
Can you bring in the bot to see if it just does it again?
I mean,
Ooh, I think it's hacked or something. That sounds really cursed.
dude, it was nuts. I don't know why. But
I
yeah,
don't know why it did that.
like, dude, you saw what I was like. It said like it was playing something from the movie Gladiator. Like that was the music I was using. And but it was like, no, we're talking about Islam, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand what that was.
And it wasn't music. It was just a guy. I don't know why.
I remember that from Gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
favorite part of
The
Gladiator.
iconic scene. Yeah. Oh my god. The thunder. Yeah, that was nuts. So yeah, apologies that was also like a little longer than intended. And yeah, I don't know. That's mostly how I feel about the session. And I'm excited to get into the heist next Saturday. Should be fun. Especially, I think we'll have everybody for that. Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun. And that's all from me. So do you, Matt?
All right, let's see. Oh, it's me. So, yeah, I think I just want to start by saying I think it was kind of one of those sessions, at least for us, I feel like, kind of knocking a little bit of rust off. It's been a few weeks, and
Sure.
with a little bit of the back and forth with scheduling and stuff, and not like I don't know. I think it probably just threw us a little bit. Still, overall, I feel like it was a good session. We got some things done, I think, that you guys wanted to get done, and kind of moved in a good direction. Chief, I know, got some much anticipated information that he wanted. So,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say something at some point about that. I forgot to mention. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel bad.
Yeah. So I know Dane apologized for his side of it, and I think probably, from what I'm understanding, probably what you guys are referring more to was like me kind of working character and coming in and asking and stuff like that. And I do apologize for that. I think for me, kind of in the moment, it felt like I felt like we were kind of spiraling in a way that like whatever, and I was trying to get clarification for me because I was confused. But also, I have a lot of stuff going on with like I'm coming off of a medication and stuff like that. My brain is like very all over the place right now. So so that very much could have all been on me and me just trying to like get things straight. So I do apologize for that. And yeah. So the other thing was like mentioning that you guys talked about like having a plan. We just didn't know what it was, and specifically me, like it wasn't even Dane like trying to be involved in that part of it, but specifically me, I was like, I thought you said you had a plan, and like, so I was trying to like figure out what you were thinking with that and stuff like that. So that's all it was. I wasn't trying to like make you guys be like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. I just thought you all had a direction, and I was trying to see what that was, so that we could, implement those things into the next session to, do whatever, make it the most fun. So that's all we ever want to do. But yeah, outside of that, I think it was fun. I had fun. It's great getting everybody back together and in the same place again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everybody's here. I can't think of one person.
Everybody's here.
Everyone of normal height.
I was gonna say everyone who meets the requirement. Yeah.
Right.
Everyone who doesn't need a high chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so really looking forward to next week actually having everyone together and getting into that heist.
Yeah.
Yeah, hope that's okay.
Was that all from you, Matt?
Yep.
As a quick addendum to my thorns and roses, I just wanted to. I don't know. It's not really like a thorn or a rose, but like, hopefully it was still enjoyable that you got that, despite your two like terrible rolls.
No,
What I will say
at this point.
yeah, like that's how I'm feeling. So what I've done is I've segmented things that I've scripted out, and you got partial basically for that. And I think you kind of can pick up where and when, based on how that went. Maybe not. I don't know.
I gotta go somewhere. I'm gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, there are various ways that you can roll that, my guy, and they will surely come up at some point. But yeah, hopefully you realize, like, I think it's pretty obvious based on how that went, like where the cutoff was, where it's like, oh, maybe there was more there. But I did still want to give you something. I felt like it was a fun mechanic to like have you roll a d20 for it. But at some point, it's like,
never roll above a 10.
At some point, yeah. At some point, the dice are just kind of
I'm
just
gonna roll
screwing
one
you
to
over.
see how it would go right now.
Yeah. So in retcon, I think that like
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I think.
What is it?
What did you roll?
No!
Dog!
Where were you?
What the hell, dude? It's personal.
This website hates me. I'm doing just okay.
I swear it had the 20 queued up, and now it's gone. Now the next queue is all just like single digits.
No. After this, I'm only rolling damage on here. I'm rolling everything else with my real dice. Oh, fuck yourself.
Oh my
How
God.
dare you? How dare you?
That was like a slap across the face.
It
Oh
was. It
man,
was
that's so
intentional.
funny.
I hate this.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say on that. Yeah, I will send you spellings for things as well from that session, everybody, and then also you as well, Argo, for things that you may have heard. Essentially.
I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off right now. You have no idea
Dude.
how mad that nat 20 just made me.
Oh my God.
I'm so pissed. How dare you?
What was worse, the nat 1 or the nat 20?
Nat 20 after it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. You always do this. You always roll afterwards, and it's always great.
You always waste it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Damn. But Chief, you gotta message me things you think about that. I'm curious how you feel about that one. The things that did happen, even if it
really
was.
like how that went.
Yeah, I'm glad, man.
Yeah. 'Cause it was a mix of the vibes that I was expecting.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured you'd say. Yeah.
That one question I think was really prudent.
Well, now I don't know. Oh, well, now I don't know what you mean by that. So.
Well, you said something, and I was like, "Do you mean it like this or like this?" And you were like, "Kind of both." And I was
Oh, yeah. That was a tough question to be asked. I won't lie. I was like, Anyway, we're just referencing things. Don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Also, real quick, as like a question, just like not really thorns and roses, just kind of, I'd love constructive criticism about things. Do you want is there things that you think that we could implement about planning sessions moving forward, to make them run smoother? I felt like the Yaden song planning went decently, if a little bit long. It just kind of was that way.
I think what Blair said would be really helpful, especially for like planning out a battle or like an infiltration. Having a full-on map where we're like, okay, we could enter from here, here, here would be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, you can always see that in heist situations, one-shots, in terms of D&D, but also movies. They typically have like a blueprint of the like a layout of the land. Like that helps with explicit planning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we kind of have to I
Even if
mean,
it's just a picture of like the owl bear or something.
yeah, like even if it's a picture of a building, we can be like, okay, well, the building has 2 floors. Like this is, it's like,
You know what? Yeah.
there's 2 pallets going up or something like that. It doesn't have to be like a blueprint, but if you want explicit plans, like explicit information needs to be given. So I was like, also, if we knew what spells the wizard had, then we could be like, okay, some of those are really useful, some of those are not. So I don't have to like ask explicitly, and then like sometimes get rejected, sometimes have to fiddle with rule things. Like,
Yeah.
if we don't know, we can't
Do you have
plan.
water breathing? No.
Yeah, we can just go down the spell list. Like, do you have this? Do you have this?
Yeah,
Do you have
way
When he
too
this?
said
long.
it was really funny to me.
Yeah. So I think, yeah,
No.
if a situation like that comes up, I would definitely like. Again, is what I would do is I would send you like explicitly. Here's his spell list. Here's what he knows. And
Or you could just say no, and then like he's not willing to cast spells for you, and then that helps us like
Maybe.
oh, that too.
yeah, or something like that.
Well,
Like
yeah. That's why like we kind of played both angles. I think on that, and it didn't work well. Where we were like, you can use this resource, but fuck if I know what's in it. And so that's just kind of yeah.
I got annoyed at Malibor and be like, am I gonna do anything? And I'm like, no, fuck off.
like, I don't know, what can you do? Like you seem like a little weakling.
Yeah, like I don't know. I do feel bad about that. I apologize if things were a little weird about that.
And it's nothing to be like super sorry about. Like hopefully
No,
this is
I
all
know.
taken as like constructive criticism and not like
No, for sure, dude. Don't worry
Anything,
about
really.
Don't worry about anything like that. I just want to
No.
improve moving forward.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, for us, in a lot of ways, this was knocking some rust off because I don't know, it's just been a couple weeks, so
yeah.
that was just frankly something that we hadn't totally prepared for, and having him be someone that was like going to be available for usage.
Yeah.
And so in the moment, I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense. He would help out, but also I don't have like his full spell is worked out in front of me. So
Oh, of course.
so,
You're
yeah.
gonna have to lucky die again.
Hmm?
It's
Did someone say lucky?
You summoned me. Yeah.
recharge long enough, okay? It's had a break. Ready to
Don't
go.
stop rolling it then. What do you mean like you're gonna roll?
Bro.
It needs a break. It needs a break, okay?
Yeah, that's true. You always do this, Chief. You're like, I'm gonna roll just for funsies.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll just for funsies real quick.
Nat 20, and then in session. Yeah, there you go.
It was a nat 20 and a 19.
Nah. Oh my god.
Well,
I'm still so pissed
Dude,
about
there
that.
they go.
You gotta take lucky, but also I don't know if it'll help at this point. You rolled,
The
yeah.
nat 20 after it doesn't matter anymore pisses me
Oh
off
my god.
so much. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta find more excuses to do rolls like that, I swear.
Oh my god.
One
All right, guys. Well, it was nice getting you all back again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dane,
single one.
could you pop over to secrets real quick?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I gotcha.
No.
All right, I'll see y'all.
Alright.
Yeah, see you guys.
Bye.